Well, the batting just really didn't fire at all in that match, despite having bowled pretty well and restricted Worcestershire. They kind of did half of the match well, and the second half well below the standards they would set themselves. But it's the same team, and so loads of all-rounders, loads of bowling options, and some powerful batting as well.
Yeah, they've seemed to find a formula. You know, the games that they've won this year, Smale and Carlson certainly up top have really got them through, and then you've had Dixon coming in and smashing it towards the end. Bowling, they've pretty much got every area covered with regards to spinners. The leg spin of Crane's obviously done well, and the guys up top in terms of the seamers have done their jobs reasonably well as well. I think the Worcester game was a really tricky one on Sunday. I did watch. Again, let's be perfectly honest, a run-out pretty much cost us the game. In fairness, I think in fairness to Ben's interview at the end was all up, but you just, look, he's a young lad still making his way, and he's doing fantastically well. Yeah, he's just got to learn and hindsight, learn from that and move on from it. But that's probably been the one hammer blow over the last probably 4 games that's been
they're going to need to bounce back, aren't they? Should we just quickly show you the Northamptonshire side as well, and the likely batting lineup that's coming their way? So the big team news for Northants is that Chris Lynn, their very powerful hard striking batter, who was injured, had a hamstring problem for the last game, the game they lost, he's back in tonight, he's fit again. And so we're expecting to see him at the top of the order. But, some well-known names. David Willey, inspirational captain with bat and ball. James Sales, young all-rounder, coming through, has taken 18 wickets in the competition so far. So they seem also to be a very strong outfit with a lot of the bases covered.
Yeah, they have. And I don't you got Lynn opening the bat, and he'll be dangerous. But they got Vasconcelos, who's also opening the bat, and he's a difficult character to bowl to. I never particularly like bowling to short batters. They cut, pull, they hit you off your length. They're pretty difficult to bowl to. But throughout the team, they look a very strong side.
Well, there we go. So it looks as if Ben Kellaway, the off spinner, is going to open the bowling as he has done for the last couple of matches. This seems to be the formula that Glamorgan are going to, starting with spin. And so Ben Kellaway against the dangerous batter Chris Lynn. And off the mark with a single. Yeah, do you like this opening with spin, Andrew?
I think, look, again, I think it's down to what mindset the batters. If you've got free license to go out there, do you know what? And you don't really mind. If you go out first ball, you go out first ball, and you've got that license to go at things, then fine, crack on. I mean, it's a tough job when you think Ben's bowling here. You had to the right hander, he had a long on and a deep square. So as a bowler as well, you've got to look at it as, well, I haven't got anything to lose here. I've got 2 players outside thing, but it's about getting away with getting a couple of maybe overs in early in the power play where they're not going to go for too many runs.
So with Chris Lynn, Ricardo Vasconcelos, left-hander, who's again gone reasonably well, has been scoring sort of 30s or 40s most matches.
Oh, bold.
Got 40 against Somerset last game, and so a form side still. They'll just be hoping that it was a blip. I think their last match against Somerset, and
it was spin that done for them in that game, I think, wasn't it? Josh Thomas did he get 6 wickets in that game for Somerset?
So, steady start so far. Kellaway seems to be on the money. Just they've not yet really chanced their arm or gone for any big shots. I guess it's just managing the level of risk, isn't it? How much risk are they prepared to play with at this stage? There's the first shot, playing that in the air. It's gone down. Ace of Tribe did it get there? It was close.
Yeah.
I think he probably feels like he...
Yeah,
I could have taken that. Quite a difficult one. But maybe an early chance missed. Let's have a look.
Yeah, the danger man as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, he'd probably be disappointed that he didn't take that.
He's had one that he did take, wasn't there, a couple of matches ago. Very similar. He's up inside the circle now.
That's a good over, that. That's a great over. You take that in a power play every day of the week, going for 3 runs.
Yeah,
Captain be very happy with that.
No, little tap there. But Ace of Tribe and Ben Kellaway. I think definitely a half chance, potentially. maybe even more. Well, interesting.
Spin the other end.
Ace of Tribe has run straight down and is now giving his cap to the umpire. And, well, this is something we've seen in the last couple of matches, and Ace of Tribe not recognised really as a frontline choice of spinner before this tournament, but he bowled a couple of overs, well, one over in each of the last 2 home games here, and actually was very tidy, just went for singles in both. So, again, they probably feel like this is a good way to start.
I'm just looking at all the markings of the bowlers. This must be a used wicket. So Glamorgan are probably thinking, okay, well, let's try and get away with a bit of spin early on, see if it spins.
So Ace of Tribe. I think that's kind of what you get. Pretty flat, pretty accurate.
I don't think he'd be lobbing it up, Ash. Just tempt him into.
Yeah,
I think he'll be pretty flat.
Bit of air on that one, and that's been driven over the top. It's gone all the way, in fact. That's been caught in the dugout.
Caught in the dugout by David Willey. That's a good catch.
And a powerful 6. Straight over cover. Well, there we go. A bit too full there. Half volley. Yeah. And very well driven by Lynn. Well, we've seen the power there. Goes again. 4 more. Well, so will the experiment work? He's
seen enough, hasn't he? Lynn, I think.
Maybe feels like he's got the measure of this. So interested to see how Tribe will reply. Pressure back on him now. He's only bowled very occasionally, but immediately thrown into action right at the top in the power play. Pitched up again in the air, and that's 4 more. Well, this has not turned out the over that Glamorgan wanted. Maybe the experiment hasn't worked so far. Just again quite pitched up. Chance to drive that little bit of width, get the arms through, and has put those away well. So 3 boundaries in a row here. Pressure on Ace of Tribe. Goes to the leg side.
Away with that one. Leg side.
Just clipped the leg, I think. So probably just as well. It might have been called a wide if it hadn't brushed the thigh pad on the way through.
Yeah.
But still, a single. That'll be a welcome, given what's gone before. So just needs to bowl out now. Try and finish the over well. 14 off the over so far. In fact, 15, including the leg bite. Tossed it up there. And a welcome dot ball.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, look, after the first over of Ben's going for 3. They don't too many more overs. More overs like that in the power play, but they're going to go back to, looks like they're going to go back to seam now with. Is this Tim coming on to bowl?
Yeah.
Is this Tim? Or is it?
I don't think it's
McAndrew.
It's McAndrew, is it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, with 0 on his back, unusual shirt number. He's definitely not a 0. He's been a really valuable member of this Glamorgan team. Bring a lot to the party with the ball especially, but also with the bat. Genuine all-rounder. So he'll be coming on now at the River Taff end, bowling to Chris Lynn, who's 16 not out, drives at that one and gets it through as well.
That's a good shot.
Well, lovely shot.
Yeah,
found the gap perfectly. There wasn't much room to squeeze it through, but his direction was absolutely perfect, and that's immediately put some pressure on McAndrew as well.
He's slightly over-pitched and maybe a bit of width, but in fairness to Mr. Lynn there, he's executed his shot well, and he's picked the gap through extra cover. There's not much of a gap if you look at the covers reasonably straight, extra cover, and he's got a deep backward square, which should go to that man now. Yep.
So it just seems anything pitched up is going at the moment, so maybe trying to drag that length back.
Yeah. The first signs are it looks a decent wicket. I think it's probably the last game or 2 on this wicket. It's been a bit sticky. I mean, certainly the Worcester game, it didn't look too easy to score on.
No.
And given then you look at the scores, we'd say that.
Yeah. I think some of the batters I've spoken to just found it a little bit hard to get in and time the ball.
Yeah.
On some of the days, yeah. So 23 without loss in the 3rd over. And McAndrew, bit of width, but not a very firm connection from Vasconcelos. Just takes a single down to deep point where Ben Kellaway does the fielding. Another one to the total. And very warm evening here in Cardiff. I think we're just at the start of a 10-day heat wave, aren't we, by the sound of things. It's going to be warm. So if you're tuning in in the east of England, it's probably a little bit cooler here than it is with you, but still, by the temperature that we're used to here, a very, very warm evening. And the last home game for Glamorgan in this competition, their final 2 games after this will both be away at Edgbaston and then in Bristol on Sunday. So I'll think about 2, but decide just to keep it at 1.
Well fielded by Dan Douthwaite. What have we gone for? 7 off this so far, with 2 balls to go.
Well, Lynn is definitely.
What would you take, Ash, in the power play if you were a bowler? What would you say? I'd be happy going at what?
Well,
8, 9?
I mean, probably, isn't it? That's kind of okay, isn't it?
Go with 6. At
6, you're a hero. Innovation that's gone high, but I think it's going to go all the way. Well, what a brilliant shot.
That's poor catching in the ground.
Very skillful. Vasconcelos now joins the party with a beautifully executed ramp shot. Well, he's played that to absolute perfection, hasn't he? The timing on that is incredible.
It's a great shot, yeah. And look, as a bowler, when a batsman does things like that, you can't really control that. You know, that's the way the game's gone. And as a seamer, I wouldn't be overly disappointed with that. You know, sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. His poles go everywhere. So, seamer, I wouldn't worry too much about that.
This time, beats the outside edge. And, well, good finish, but another quite expensive over. 13 from Nathan McAndrew's over, 31 without loss after 3, and, going at more than 10. So it's a tough game for a bowler these days, isn't it?
Oh, tell me about it, Ash. I think, look, in terms of salaries, definitely the bowlers should be making far more money.
Actually have to run about.
Well, it's an easy game in a bat, is just stand there and just give it a whack. It doesn't matter if they get out, it's never mind, it's how I play. That's what they say, isn't it? If I get out, doesn't matter, that's how you play. Whereas if a bowler goes miles, it's like, oh, well, he's let the team down. Yeah. So, Tim van der Gooten, Cathedral Road End.
Yeah. So, can he find the right length here? Well, it looks like the right sort of length. It does, just slightly backward of a length, that hard length. Not giving him anything to drive off the front foot. In the end, Lynn just running that one down to third man. So, he'll take that. 1 is fine. And again, the 2 fielders in the deep are kind of square on either side of the wicket or just behind square.
Yeah, deep square, deep point. Seems to be the way forward now for seamers, whether you've got your third man on fine leg up into the circle.
Swings across the line. I think has got enough of it. Yeah, has just trickles over towards the dugout. Again, David Willey does the fielding again for the second time today, which is maybe not a good sign if he's picking the ball up and throwing it back from the dugout too often.
Let's go back to the last couple of games here, actually. Have the power plays been the best time to score, and then they've sort of evened out a bit when you can get more
not been any
outside?
massive... I don't remember too many massive power play scores. I think Glamorgan have gone well a couple of times when they're chasing, but besides batting first... Instead have been relatively modest. That's a good stop. Sean Dixon. Make sure they can only get 1. Yeah, Sean Dixon in there at short cover. Diving around on those hard pitches. He's got his long sleeves on, so the elbow should be okay. But can be a hard place to be diving about as a fielder. No lush green grass to land on. So Van der Hoogten, 6 runs from his first 3 balls. Swings across the line again. Good connection. That's going to be 4 more. Well, just spotting the areas which are free and taking a chance. And at the moment, all the risks they're taking are coming off.
It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, like as a bowler, you're bowling at 2 seriously good cricketers. Lynn is just looking, that's length, right? If it's length, then I'm going to go over mid wicket. Whereas your Vasconcelos is looking probably to go into out the other way and go over extra cover. So as a seamer, you've got the worst of both worlds really from these 2 batters. Well,
there's the bouncer, and it was a good one. Lynn was sort of committed and then sort of half bailed out towards the end, I think, when he realised it was getting a little bit high on him, and the danger was that he was going to top edge that. Could have gone anywhere, really, but pulled out at the last minute. Yeah,
it's a brave ball to bowl when you're third man and fine legs up as well. That it's fairness to Tim. It's good double bluffing.
Well, I think it looks like anything that's sort of length or that sort of steady standard length, he's going to have a go at Lynn here. So Van Hoosen trying to respond. There it is again, exactly the same length ball.
Really difficult.
Just kind of cross batted, but he's clearly got such a good eye, has Lynn, that he's confident he can hit pretty much anything in that area, and that's gone for another one. So this is turning out to be quite expensive power play so far. Chris Lynn doing the damage with some powerful striking.
It's almost then, if you look at the game, the way when you've got your third man and fine leg up in the circle, the batter's not expecting you to go short because that can give you access. Some of them can ramp and you can go over third man. But then the ball before, the penultimate ball, that was the short ball that surprised him, then he can, basically the last ball of the over, then he can pretty much put all his chips on, go in, well, this one's going to be back to length, and that's what's happened, and he swatted it over mid-wicket for 4. But look, they're very good players, very, very good players. They both know where their strengths are, and they're maxing at their strengths here.
Well, you can see why Chris Lynn is averaging over 50 in this competition so far. Has got 100 as well, 115 not out, and at the moment
he's
it's
got 4
looking
or
the part.
500s, isn't he?
Yeah, Vasconcelos on strike now. They're going to have to hurry here, but they comfortably make it in the end. Yeah. They both responded to the call. Yeah, Chris Lynn has been in really good form. Just looking at his most recent matches, he got 70. His last match against Essex at the end of June, 75. The last time he played before that hamstring injury that kept him out for a couple of games. But going very nicely here, 31 off 15. Dalthwaite choosing to go short again. I think won't mind with the way its field has set, the ball being hit square. I guess that's probably what the idea is.
It's the wickets again. What are we into now? The 5th over. Glamorgan. You always like to have a couple of wickets at least in the power play. Ash, yeah. I think if you don't get wickets in the power play, I don't know. I think I said last year the stat is like you basically really struggle to win a game of cricket if you don't get any wickets in the power play.
As a swing and
a miss.
It doesn't connect there. Vasconcelos, I think, just determined to keep the pressure up. Well, you probably think Dan Dalthwaite's probably more likely to bowl a variety, isn't he? You think that's a bit more in his armoury rather than the sort of stock delivery. He's like to vary his pace and throw in the bouncer and the Yorker, and that's a bit more his game, isn't it?
That's the type of bowler he is, isn't it? With Dan, it's all action. You either get runs or wickets. It's one or the other, isn't it? I don't think you ever really see Dan bowl a spell of 4 overs, none for 12, or 4 overs, none for 13. It'll always be, he's more along the lines of a 4 for 30, 4 for 40 sort of bowler. Oh, that's lucky again as well bowled.
Yeah, sort of
good over so far. You've just gone for the 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah, very different sort of bowler, Dalthwaite. This is a white ball specialist, and again, just sort of followed him there. Yeah, it's good as he stepped towards the leg side to try to create a bit of room. Dalthwaite saw him and followed him. Yeah. So 47 without loss. Good start.
Sometimes the easy thing to do there, Ash, is for a bowler is to target to go at the stumps. Then, and the reason he's given himself room is to free his arms up. Like I said in the last over, he wants to go through covers. That seems to be where Vasconcelos is more comfortable, and he's given himself room again there.
Well, again, he's glad he's gloved that. I think that would have been a wide if he just left that. Vasconcelos, it might have been a better option. Just let it go through, take the wide, an extra run, and have another ball. But as it was, he swung his gloves around on it and just hit it pretty much straight to Chris Cook. So again, an unconventional dot, but Glamorgan will be pleased with that. Fine leg now up. So needs to finish the over well here.
Yeah, that's a good over, Dan. Over.
Very well bowled. They're going to take just a single, and so only 3 from it. Well, that's what Glamorgan needed, just to kind of settle things down again, try and stem the flow of runs, but obviously They haven't got a wicket. That's the one concern here, I suppose. Well, it's not one concern, I think, but it's a major concern.
But when you look, where have we gone? We've gone 5 overs for 48. 2 of those overs have gone for 6.
Yeah.
So is this coming on? Is this McAndrew coming?
So yeah, Nathan McAndrew,
back
I think. Now he's going to swap ends and come in from the Cathedral Road end, down in front of us here in the commentary box. South Australian, one of 2 overseas in this Glamorgan side. See, Jimmy Neesham is the other one, and just having a chat there about how to approach this over. Well, Vasconcelos, 15 from 14 so far, so ticking along nicely. Picks up off leg stump, and that is going to go all the way. Just clears Asa Tribe by a couple of metres, and he begins this over with a boundary.
He needed that, didn't he? Vasconcelos, he's what was he? He was probably going just under a run of ball before that.
Yeah, well, it was almost exactly a run of ball, wasn't it? He'd had a few dots in that previous over. I think Lynn is the one who's definitely led the charge, but there's a couple of 6s though. We've seen that one picked up over the leg side off his legs, and then we've seen the ramp as well. So strong player on the leg side, strong all round. The ledge
unlucky.
just didn't quite
That's
get to Chris Cook. I think
unlucky.
it hit the ground just in front of him, had to dive to the side as well, threw out his left hand. But I think you'd only probably put that down as a half chance, I would say.
It's dropped short as well, isn't it? It would have been, I don't really put that down as a chance. And I'll say it again. You can talk to me all you like about, that's a moral win for the bowler. No, it's not. They don't care. It's 4.
Yeah. So just wondering whether Glamorgan will count the cost of that drop chance earlier. In the air now, this should be out. Is it? Can someone get there? It's Neesham.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Neesham makes no mistake. Well, Glamorgan needed that. It's their first wicket. Great catch from Jimmy Neesham. Had to run about 20 metres to get there, but safe hands, lots of experience, and Glamorgan claimed their first wicket. It's Nathan McAndrew is the bowler, and it's Vasconcelos who has to go for 25 off 16. Northamptonshire Steelbacks 58 for 1.
Yeah, it's good. In fairness to McAndrew there, he's done well in that. I think Vasconcelos looks a much better place with the offside. He looks to give himself room, and he looks as if he wants to go through extra cover, and he wants to go to that way. So he's given himself room again there, despite, the 6 that he hit just got over the boundary.
Yeah.
But again, to keep to that plan, like Dan Douthwaite did the previous over when he only went for 3 and he followed Vasconcelos, I think that's a good plan. They've obviously they've obviously had a chat with each other, and they've cramped him up for room there, and he just couldn't get his hands through.
Well, they have a wicket. Vasconcelos goes. That brings Nathan McSweeney, an Australian, very experienced player, out to the middle. Plenty of franchise experience. Captained the Brisbane Heat to the Big Bash title in 23-24 season. So knows what it's like to be successful in the T20 format. And he's now facing fellow Australian Nathan McAndrew.
Oh, that's well bowled. Well bowled. Yeah, he won't want to go for any runs against his fellow Aussie, will he?
No. Well, I think if they get to not much more than 60 with 2 balls left, 58 for 1, they probably Glamorgan would see that as reasonable. I think, given some of the overs they've had.
Absolutely, and 2 of the overs have gone for 6. So
yeah. So just 2 more balls, and then Glamorgan can put a few more fielders out onto the boundary. Nice drive straight. Yeah, that's well hit.
That's a great shot.
Good shot. Goes all the way for 4.
That's a good shot. That's a heck of a shot. Fair play. Fair to say he's in decent nick then if he's playing shots to that second ball. Seen him all right? Yeah.
He had that hard with a real flourish as well, didn't he? So McAndrew targeting the stumps as he did the previous ball, but McSweeney was ready for that and drove it beautifully straight back past the bowler for his first boundary. So he's up and running. Fit 62 for 1, and the final ball of the power play coming up. Drives a little bit in the air. Oh, good stop.
Yep. Good stop. 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 Good stop.
Scrambles after it. Ben Kellaway did enough to prevent the boundary, as it was fairly well hit. And so at the end of the power play, Northamptonshire Steelbacks 63-1. Andrew, how do you assess that?
I'm going to say that power play is Northants, purely on the basis we got 1 wicket.
Yeah.
Okay, they've lost 1 wicket. I mean, they've gone at tens and over. If you look at the scores on this wicket of the last few games, this is probably the biggest power play we've had, and we've only lost a wicket. The worrying thing for me as well, and there's 2 overs in there for 6, so it's not like you can't. If you bowl well enough, it's not like you can't go for not many runs.
No. But yeah, 4 skyscrapers and 2 bungalows there in that Manhattan. Yeah. As Tim van der Hoften returns to the River Taff end, they're going to have to scramble through, and they do for a single. I think he might just have made it. Anyway, evenness he'd hit there. It was I think that's McAndrew there who had a shot at the stumps there at mid-on. So 2 right-handed batters now out of the middle, 2 Aussies. And of course, Australian coach, Dan Lehman as well, Northamptonshire. So strong Aussie influence on this side.
Aussies galore, yeah.
Top edge,
and that's 1 bounce.
It's safe and rolls over the boundary for 4. Well, it wasn't a convincing shot, but he got enough on it. And with fine leg up, in the end, it proved to be very effective.
Yeah, that shows to me this wicket's still a bit sticky, because that's just died on him.
Yeah.
He's banged that in, and the bat has pretty much been through his shot, hence the top edge, through his shot well before he expected it to be on him. Oh, yeah.
That one's a hoik from outside off stumps, or dragged across, really.
It was a baseball shot.
It was. Just a single.
I didn't look out of place on the Poncana fields, that sort of
no. or in actual baseball. Of course, Cardiff has a very rich baseball tradition, doesn't it?
That's right.
A lot of schools play baseball here, which is an unusual thing that's probably not true around the rest of the UK, but they have their own brand of baseball. And which sometimes can be a bit of a challenger for cricket in school sport. But some schools do both, which is great. So Tim van der Hoften into his second over, and they're going to look for 2 here. They just rolled it out into the space, but Ben Kellaway is very quick to it.
The last game he did, I think Ben must have saved at least 20 runs out there.
Yeah.
He was fantastic on the outfield, on the boundary ropes.
Expect him to be busy. They put their most athletic fielders in the key positions, and Ben Kellaway certainly that, patrolling the leg side boundary. Expecting to do a lot of running this afternoon. Gets to stand in the shade at the moment, as there's a bit of shade with the pavilion, which will help, because you'd expect him to cover a bit of ground.
Another baseball shot. Yeah. Baseball or tennis? Wimbledon is on.
Done enough to stop that one.
How did Djokovic do last night? Did he win, or is he out?
He did. He won. Classic.
So he's won 2 now that have gone right to the end.
It was the longest quarter-final in Wimbledon history.
Fair play.
5 hours and 14 minutes.
Fair play.
And I think, is the young British lad Ferries he through this afternoon? I think he looked like he was about to be to the semi-finals. I better check that. He was, as I left, he was in a good position, but don't take my word for it, because I haven't seen how it ended, but he was going well. So back here, Tim van der Hoften goes short again. Well, seems to be getting a bit of success with this, going shorter. The shots have not been convincing so far.
Yeah, it seems to be a ploy of the Glamorgan seamers, is to be going into the deck and trying to get hit square as opposed to pitching up. Most things have been pitched up, have been driven quite comfortably down the ground for 4.
You've talked about the pitch being sticky, and by that you mean, so that might be another reason why just to bang it into the surface, because it could come off at different. It'd be hard to judge the pace of a ball if it's banging
going
hard.
into the deck, even like slower balls going in short as well. Not just your conventional bumper. It's a slower ball bouncer as well. That seems to be the ploy. But we got more spin.
Well, this has been the plan for Glamorgan. Mason Crane, leg spinner.
So we got a man on the 45, fine leg, and then we got a deep square, a sweep slog, and a long on. So not a single. That's it. That's
sweep straight away. Well, Mason Crane, joint leading wicket taker. In fact, he's probably just dropped behind because Nathan McAndrew is now on to 13 after taking that wicket of Vasconcelos. But Crane, key bowler in this format, and we'll hope just to not only tie down the run rate, but also take some wickets. Comes down the pitch. Looks like a good connection.
That's a good shot.
It's just one bounce and 4, so maybe wasn't quite as cleanly struck as we thought, but still effective. It was so straight.
So this is going to be a difficult situation now for the spinner. Is that with Mason Crane? Is that the games he's bowled in the past, we've had 2 or 3 wickets down, sides 3 wickets down. Now you've got 2 players in, we've only got 1 wicket down. So it's a tougher gig for him now.
So another single to McSweeney. He moves on to 12. Chris Lynn on 41. Going
21.
really well. Yeah. I mean, in the tournament so far, his strike rate was 180, so scores quickly, doesn't hang around when he's in. And we've seen that again today. Going at over 10, 10 and a half, Northants at the moment. Sweeps again. Almost half appeal there. Almost got
That's
through.
That's going to be 2.
Well, yeah, lots of open spaces here on the leg side. And the fact that ball rather squirted out off the pad and the bat and just rolled out gently meant that there's a long way to come in for Sean Dixon and Asa. Tried the 2 fielders who converged on it, and in the end it was a very comfortable 2.
He doesn't look too happy about that 2, does he? But there's no way you're stopping 2. It literally didn't get outside the circle.
Maybe he has to field off his own bowling then. Maybe that's he's
it.
probably the nearest guy, isn't he, strangely?
Absolutely, actually, yeah.
So, last ball. Mason Crane's over. Sweeps. Should just be a single. Should be covered off down there. It is.
All spinners get grumpy as well if you don't feel well, if you don't stop runs off their own.
Grumpy bowlers.
Crofty was a nightmare. Honestly.
Is he?
He was. Oh yeah.
Sweetness and light.
If you didn't stop 2 off Raw Boy, if somebody got a single off him that he didn't, yeah, it was.
He tell you.
Oh yeah, you had it both barrels. Yeah. It was all right for them to run one to Rob though. If you were bowling, it's all right.
Yeah, but because when someone took a single off your ball, you were fine about it.
Calmest man on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I was always good about it. Me.
Okay, so 82 for 1. Northamptonshire now. Steelbacks going on quite nicely. And as Ben Kellaway returns with his off spin, immediately tries to sweep.
That's a wide.
Oh, has that not hit anything? Clearly not. So it's been signalled a wide. Like it maybe actually sort of catapulted into Chris Cook, the wicketkeeper, I think.
I think so, yeah. It just took a bit of pace off it. So actually a good stop, really. I think if that had carried on, that could have been...
Fine leg is up, so that sweep shot may be one option. It's driven, should be out, and it is.
Well done. Well bowled.
Good catch. It's McAndrew down there. Very straightforward, didn't have to move much. And
McSweeney's out caught McAndrew.
Yeah.
Bought McCallaway. That's what we call them 2 M's. We'll just make it up as we go.
The muckers. Yeah.
This will be all right.
Well, a welcome second wicket for Glamorgan.
Yeah.
And came down the track to that one, tried to hit that into the River Taff, didn't really get hold of it, and actually very comfortable catch in the end.
Yeah, that's well bowled. Excellent.
So that's what Glamorgan will hope, that a little flurry of wickets will just slow the run rate down, but that does bring another very dangerous player out into the middle. This David Willey, who will know the dimensions of this ground well, having played here for a few seasons for Welsh Fire.
Yeah. It's a strong batting lineup, isn't it?
David
Willey coming in at 4. I mean, you know, in the past years you've seen him open a batting and get hundreds.
Very powerful striker of the ball.
Cricketer. Fantastic cricketer.
So left hand as well. So there'll have to be regular adjustments here, but Glamorgan have got a slip in here, so they're hoping they might be able to snaffle him early. Maybe think there might be a little bit of turn for Kellaway.
Strong set of shoulders, isn't he?
He has. No, he's a stocky guy.
Yeah.
So Will Smale at first slip.
I think his old man was a strong character as well.
Yes.
Pete.
Well, I'm aware of him. I'm sort of a man in my early 50s.
I don't think many people
Grew up
messed
in
with
Leicestershire,
him.
but he had that funny batting style, didn't he?
Yeah,
And a kind of slightly
No one told him, though.
hurdy-gurdy beard, if I can put it that way.
Yeah,
Hurdy-gurdy, that's the right word, but kind of
think-
unconventional. He didn't seem like a cool guy, but strong and tough.
Yeah, I don't think you wouldn't argue with him, I don't think.
No.
To be honest.
Yeah, just that very unusual batting stance, wasn't it? Where he was almost just hit the stump. They're going to have to scramble. I think Dixon's got it covered off. They decide not to go for another one. Yeah, he almost batted with the
Front on.
Totally front on, and the bat was picking it up almost towards the bowler, wasn't he, when
Yeah.
he sort of tapped his bat. So very unusual, but good player, England player.
Yep.
Bold spinners as well. Yeah. So good over from this Kellaway so far. A wider wicket and 2 singles. That's just going to be another single. Well, he's been very tidy, very tight. It's what Glamorgan have needed, and they're hoping they can just, with a new batter at the crease, just slow things down.
Yeah. Again, just finish the over off now, Ben. Another top over from Kellers.
For the first time in a while, the run rate just drops a little bit below 10.
Done. Well
Yeah.
done. Good over.
Good finish.
Great
Just
over.
5 runs from it.
Great over.
In fact, 5 runs, that's right. So Steelbacks 88 for 2. And, well, a little bit of hope for Glamorgan here. I mean, Lynn, I would suggest, is the biggest problem that Glamorgan have at the moment. Chris Lynn looking really good, 46 from 26. And if he is around for most of this innings, you'd think
200 would be on the cards,
Yeah.
which then I think would pose a problem. 200 probably be, well, not probably, will be above par, I'd have said.
so. He would be the key man. Can Mason Crane be the one to get him out? He's on strike now, Lynn, on 46. Swings across the line, looking for his 50, but has picked out the man. Down there's Dan Douthwaite, fielding a deep square leg. And they just take one.
So bold. You've got to try and now just build as much pressure as you can. Try and keep Dave Williams, again, he's a dangerous player, but they've got to try and keep Lynn off strike if they can, frustrate him. So when he does get on strike, he always feels like he's got to play a big shot.
So he's just having a look at the square leg, the square boundaries, see who's there. Drives in the air.
See, even that's stuck in the wicket. That he hasn't hit that as well as what he'd have, or as well as what he'd have wanted there. And I certainly would. It's gone in the air more than what. Yeah,
I'm not close the bat on it, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't. Glenn Chappell's the bowling coach for Northants. I think he'll probably be having a look at this and devise.
Up.
Oof, that's a big.
That's a very big strike. It's huge, in fact.
That's not coming.
10
back.
rows back.
That's gone miles.
Evasive action taken in the crowd.
He's hit that from the crease
And
as well.
that is an extremely powerful shot from Chris Lynn. He goes to 50, raises his bat. 53 off 28 balls, and we have really witnessed some wonderful hitting from Lynn. You can see why they missed him so much when he was away.
Got to improve on the catch in the crowd. It's pretty poor in it. There's 3 being put down in the crowd this evening.
Well, they are giving them a bit of practice, these Northants batters, to be fair.
That's 4 as well.
Runs away behind square, so another boundary.
I mean, the 6 is a good shot. He's hit that from the crease as a bowler. You can't do much about that. Mason probably be a bit disappointed with his line on that last ball.
Well, I guess this is the thing. He can just take the risk now, can't he? They've got wickets in hand.
Yeah,
We're at this stage of the game, and
leg-sided.
Lynn pretty much has a free licence to go for it here now, with plenty of batting still to come. So if he can just come off for the next 3 or 4 overs, well, they'll be in an incredibly good position. Will just be 1 this time. So it was a very, very good knock, Lynn. 2 sixes, 6 fours. In his 53. At a very healthy rate as well.
100 up as well.
Yeah, 101 for 2 now. Lynn on to 58, and David Willey just starting out. Content just to get up the other end and let Lynn have as much of the strike as possible here. In fact, that's the end of the over, so in fact Willey will actually keep the strike, having said that. 102 for 2 at the halfway stage, and well, a fantastic platform now here to go on, despite losing those 2 wickets. That they're still scoring pretty freely here, and it's regular boundaries. I mean, regular maximums is really making sure that they're keeping going at 10 and over plus.
The overseas has shown his class, in fairness, isn't he? He's 58 or 30. They've been able to sort of... He's really just catapulted them up to 100, isn't he? And given them a great platform to go on from here. I mean, they've got 8 wickets now to just tee off for the last 10 overs, basically.
Well, if it is a two-pace pitch, it makes his innings even better, really, the way he's just been hitting some of those balls.
Yeah, that's what worries me, actually, is that I'm not convinced this wicket is... When they've gone into the wicket, it hasn't been easy.
The way he was hitting length balls earlier, just almost kind of cross-batting it straight over mid-wicket from a good length ball. Well, that was just sheer kind of hand-eye coordination, sheer talent.
Yeah.
And backing himself and confidently playing that shot, making it look easy. He's done that several times and has really given the Steelbacks a great platform here to set what could be a formidable total in this important game for both sides. Well, that's been chopped away for 4, straight over point. And a lot of width there. Went for the wide Yorker. Didn't quite get the length right, I think.
Yes. It seems like width on this wicket is going to go. That's carved away over.
Maybe need to be a tiny bit fuller, didn't it? So but as it was a little bit shorter, and there's a little bit of could get under it and slice it in the air over point, and that's another boundary. Well, so Dan Douthwaite into his second over. That's the first boundary he's conceded. Again, an almighty hack at that one. Just gets an inside edge and...
Bold.
Yeah. Well, Dan Douthwaite relishing the challenge here. He's going to mix it up and try and keep the batsman guessing. That maybe come out a bit slower.
I think it was.
Slower ball. Yeah. So we haven't seen any Jimmy Neesham yet. One bowler who regularly bowls who we haven't seen, who was pretty tidy in the last game. Hit straight, could be a chance. No, slam straight in to the side screen. An effortless shot again from Chris Lynn. Just has easy power here. And that one has slapped straight back into the side screen.
So easy, isn't he?
He has.
Jeepers, I got a shot of that.
Well, this is an impressive display so far of high-class batting.
Yeah, and that seems like a slower one into the deck that he hasn't been able to time properly.
Yeah. Well, maybe that, as you say, this is the one thing about batting first. The bowlers do get to have a look and kind of get their tactics ready to go for when they're bowling. So Northampton, I'm sure David Willey himself will be interested observer.
Yeah.
Even though he's a participant out there with the bat at the moment, but will pick up all the intelligence he can when it comes to his turn to bowl. For now, takes another single. And the Steelbacks, 115 for 2 at the end of the 11th over, going very nicely, and 200, you'd think, well in their sights at this point.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, look, it's easy sat here. I'm just going to get that in first.
Not that easy.
Right, it's easy sat here. But, I mean, when you've got a player like Lynn who's going the way he's going, I think sometimes, you just maybe got to go wide Yorker, get hit to deep cover, give him one, and then try and get away with bowling a couple of dots at Willie. And look, that's no easy task as well, because he's a quality cricketer as well.
Ben Kellaway strikes! Well, what a big moment that is. David Willey's gone, and Kellaway with his second wicket, well, showing all of his value here, the young all-rounder. A brilliant full delivery, and that sees the back of the dangerous David Willey.
Yeah, that's great bowling. Fair play. He's into his third over. He's got 2 for 9. In a game of what are they? 115 for 3 now. Yeah, that's excellent bowling.
Well, that has drifted a little bit, and then has turned off the pitch as well. Hit the top of middle. Good delivery. Bit of deceit in the flight, getting a bit of drift and also a little bit of turn. And, well, because he tossed it up, David Willey just couldn't resist trying to smack that one back towards us here in the commentary box, and got fresh air in the end.
And was he 5 from 6, 5 from 7, 5 from 6? Again, this is the ploy now I think Glamorgan need to go at, is try and from now until the 20th over, let's keep Chris Lynn as far away from the strike as we can. You could see then the pressure built on David Willey,
yeah.
And hence it forced him into a big shot.
So Saif Zaib is the new batsman, another former Welsh Fire player. And gets underway with a cute little sweep, and he's played that beautifully. Wow, that has raced away.
Oh, wow.
Just gave it the most delicate of touches, and it's absolutely flown past Chris Cook. And
that's not a bad shot for his ball, is it?
Not bad at all.
He hasn't done a lot wrong there, Ben. And
well, it's just how the action he put on the ball, and it just raced. So,
oh god, yeah, that's a
well,
good shot. That.
This is a strong batting lineup. It's as good as Glamorgan have faced this year. Ben Calloway's going to have to do the fielding himself, sprinting after that. Gets to it just on the 30-yard circle, and in the end they only take one. So, well, trying to do it on his own here, Ben Calloway, the fielding and the bowling, but doing a good job. Couple of wickets for his side. It's definitely been the pick of the bowlers. Good economy and also crucial wickets. And how Glamorgan would love to see now the back of Chris Lynn. 69 not out off 34 balls. Very dangerous. And, well, if he can bat for the next 8 overs.
Oh,
Thought that'd sneak through.
well, I did. I thought that got through then.
In the end, I think he just hit it onto his own pads. Went to pull it.
Yeah, see, it wasn't quite there again. It got stuck in the wicket, and
so straight away, fielder who was saving one at square leg has gone back out. Does swing into the leg side. Only going to be one. There are 3 fielders almost.
and we got 4 now on that
4, yeah.
leg side boundary. You've got 2 deep squares, a slog sweeper, and a long on. Now it goes back for the left-hander.
So Calloway, last ball of the 3rd over.
Bowled, well bowled.
And it's a dot.
That's a good over again. That.
Calloway, again, really making a difference.
Just 6 from that.
2 for 15, and good economy as well. So he is keeping Glamorgan in this, just about.
Yeah.
Has got rid of David Willey. Earlier got rid of Nathan McSweeney as well. And but the problem Glamorgan have is Chris Lynn, the most destructive batter in this Northamptonshire lineup, still there on 70, and has not really been in much trouble. Maybe a little half chance early on. I think there was it him? I think it was him who was put down early on by Asa Tribe, wasn't it? The one that,
yeah.
Was it Lynn? I mean, that I
was,
wonder whether
yeah,
they're going to be
was.
thinking about that now and wondering if that had gone to hand, this might have felt quite different. Well, he's certainly
It's a big drop.
taking his chance here, Lynn. Having been given a lifeline, he has made the most of this opportunity. 70 not out, scoring freely. Well, it's Jimmy Neesham now, bowling his first over, just making some adjustments, just moving Dan Douthwaite there.
That's a long run up as well, isn't it?
Yeah, running in from the 30-yard circle. And a smack straight back over his head. Well, that is an unbelievable shot. It's almost hit our camera in the gantry, which saves the fish in the taff. And another effortless, powerful strike by Chris Lynn.
Such a clean strike, that. I mean, I know the bowlers are trying to get hit square, but I mean, yeah, that's a fantastic shot. That's with ease. That would have gone in the taff if it hadn't hit the stanchions, the camera.
Yeah,
stanchions.
lovely hit. Asa Tribe has to go and find it under the black sheets on the sight screen. He's managed to find it. That ball will be slightly dented, having clanked into the metal. It won't be any easier to bowl with, you think, just to see whether he can Well, it flies through the air off the bat as well.
Oh, that one's gone straight as well. It'll be just one, but again, a clean strike.
Well, he looks very impressive. And
he does, doesn't he?
Boy, they must have missed him. And doing a great job for his side here, giving them a great chance. On to 77 now. And we really have seen a fantastic display of hitting. Has hit 4 sixes in this innings so far, and 8 fours. And has just found the boundary effortlessly. I think that's the thing about it.
The third man's come up in the circle. And they've gone wide.
Oh, just falls in front, I think.
Bold.
Don't know if it quite carried.
Bold.
Is that Mason Crane there at point? We'll see, did it quite carry? I have a feeling it just dropped in front of him. Probably just. Difficult to see from that angle, but it was well hit. But as it is, it's a dot ball.
A welcome dot ball. We've got to try and keep this batter on striker as long as we can now. Squeeze those fielders on the offside. No singles in there.
Zaib drives.
For 1. Okay.
Ben Calloway's there. As always, ever present. In front of the crowd in the pavilion there. And just a single, which brings Lynn back on strike. So the crowd brace themselves. The ball flying towards them. As do some of the Glamorgan fielders on the boundary.
His ploy's got to be wide Yorker in the hole, yeah. Get it at the deep cover.
It's short. And yeah, he again got bat on it, but it was almost didn't feel like he was quite sure where that was coming and at what speed, and just got some bat on it and managed to flat bat it down the pitch. So
we've got a deep mid wicket there for that shot, but he's the only person that's on the leg side boundary for Lynn.
Has he pulled short balls for 6? Mainly they've been driven, haven't they?
They've been the sixes have been driven straight down the ground.
So maybe that is
why they go
short. Think about going a little bit short to him, because he's just sort of played almost tennis shots, hasn't he, to those?
Yeah.
Not quite as convincing, so that might be a way to go. But it's Zaib on strike now. Jimmy Neesham bowling, hooked round the corner. Well, that is all the way for 6 over Will Smell's head, and well, Zaib, he looks like a proper 360 player. Some of the angles he's finding with these shots, and that one is a wonderful connection.
Yeah, he's one of these short type of batters again that just like the swing arc is so difficult and go 360. I mean, he's hit that. It's not that short, and he's managed to get him down to fine leg for 6. Such difficult batters to bowl to.
Oh yeah, really, really difficult. Well, dangerous pair these. Zaib,
and he's taken pressure off Lynn as well. You know, the danger would be he comes in and he goes at, I don't know, that's 60 or just under a run of ball and puts more pressure on Lynn. But he's coming. What is he going at now? He's 12 off 6. So.
Well, that was an expensive over. A couple of 6s in it. And so Mason Crane returns. That's slapped over cover into the dugouts again for 4 more. And Lynn is just shows no sign of slowing down here, accelerating into the 80s, eyeing 100 for himself, and a significant, potentially match-winning innings for his county as well.
Yeah, that's a good shot. That's a good shot.
Just a very clean strike again. Could get his arms free. Drives on the leg side this time.
Oh, he's gone for.
He's found the gap. 1 bounce over the boundary, and that's 4 more. Well, it's an onslaught now here.
I mean, it's good bat, and he's picked it out well. We've got three fielders on that leg side boundary, and he's managed to place it in the gap, which is, you know, that's good skills in fairness to him.
So another fielder coming across here.
As you said, he strikes 180 anyway, doesn't he? He's not like he's shy in. No,
well, he's doing better than that in this match at the moment, going at 2 runs a ball at the moment and more. Goes across the line this time. They've got that covered. It's Sean Dixon down on the boundary. That just keeps him to 1. So Lynn now moves on to 87. 145 for 3, and we are midway through the 14th over, so this could be a big one. The run rate now 10 3/4. And Mason Crane a little bit shorter. Zybe works it into the leg side. They think about 2, but just the one as Kieran Carlson, the Glamorgan skipper, fields. And, well, lots of questions for Carlson here. What can you do, Andrew? It's not easy, is it? Not to think.
No,
Just
it's
hope
not.
for a bit of brilliance from Mason Crane would be a good start.
Oh, nothing seems to be going at the
And
minute.
some luck for Chris Lynn.
That's well
Good
fielded.
stop, actually. Brilliant chase down there.
Well fielded and coming back
It's the
for
big
3.
man, McAndrew. Well, throwing himself around in the cause of the Welsh county there. Nathan McAndrew, fair play to him.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say, actually, they've got to just try and keep him off strike.
Yeah.
The other obviously option is get him out, but that's not proving too easy at the minute either.
So in the T20 format, kind of, it feels quite hard to sort of build pressure because you're not going to put a ring of tight fielders round, are you, and bowl to it. It's how do you just stop him, stop the other batter just milking the easy single into the space.
He seems to have an answer for the plans at the minute, doesn't he? When we're going into the wicket, he seems to be still getting his boundaries away when the spinners come on. He's got a good sweep slog, he's picking the gap. Seamers come on, if they've bowled too full, he's going straight over the head for 6. The only ploy that seems to be working at the minute for him in terms of keeping him from scoring boundaries is going into the wicket. Slower balls into the wicket, which he hasn't timed perfectly, but he's timed pretty much everything else.
Well, Nathan McAndrew is going to return from the River Taff end. Maybe with those sort of ideas, trying to hit the pitch, try and get something out of this surface. That's going to make life difficult for the batters. Northampton's 150 for 3 now. 6 overs still to go. Chris Lynn on 90. Zybe on strike now on 14. And well, straight away, I think Lynn is going to have as much strike as they can give him on there, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, as he turn away with 2 hits.
Yeah, well, the way he's playing could easily be. So, there's still quite a lot of cricket in this innings to play. Still 6 overs to go, already at the 150 mark. So, well, there's a real incentive for Glamorgan to get rid of him now, if they can, even though a lot of damage has already been done. Flat bats it straight over the bowler's head for 6. Wow.
That is
unbelievable.
An extraordinary shot.
That is an incredible shot.
Yeah.
Just flat bats a short ball. Not square, but straight. All the way for 6. And he now moves just 1 boundary away from his century.
I mean, yeah, it is short. I mean, I'm trying to think of the lengths that as seamers we've got to hit. And what I mean is a hard length. That's not short, it's not full. It's a hard length through waist height.
I think Lynn only takes 1 this time. Moves on to 97.
45.
So 44 balls. I wonder what the record Northamptonshire fastest century is. So not something I know off the top of my head.
Oh, it's got to be Ravi Bopara last. Was it last year or the year before? Didn't he play in innings at the Oval where he got 100 in?
Next to
Did he
nothing.
get 30 odd balls or something?
Yeah.
Wasn't it ridiculous like that?
Yeah, maybe it won't be troubling the records, but it's been a very, very good knock. Zybe hurried a little bit for pace, just squirts it off his legs down to Dan Douthwaite who fields, and they just take another 1. So Chris Lynn now on strike, 97 not out off just 45 balls. It's been absolutely brilliant. He's had an answer to everything that Glamorgan have thrown at him. He's attacked the spinners, he's attacked the seamers. The only person probably is Ben Kellaway who's been spared the treatment.
Ben and Dan. I don't think has Dan gone for that many either. I don't think it's Dan.
Yeah, Dan's got pretty good, just going 8 and over.
You take that today.
Yeah. So McAndrew to Chris Lynn. And that could be out. Oh, just fell just short again, I think. of Sean Dixon.
Yeah, that one was just...
Well,
that would have been a top catch.
That would have been a brilliant catch. Everyone wondered, is it going to be the 100? Is it going to be the boundary? And actually, almost a wicket.
I think it's hit him in the throat as well.
Yeah, the way he's holding his throat, I think it has just bounced in front of him and caught him just under the chin. As it is, you can say that's a good stop. Certain boundary saved.
That's a good stop. So fielded that. Oh, no.
Helped out again, that real 360 power from Zaib. It's just the angles he's able to create, isn't it? That literally is kind of over his shoulder. And a really clean connection, but with the angle so fine that Will Smale running round here from fine leg. Well, he had absolutely no chance of getting that. And, well, Lynn is getting excellent support here from Saif Zaib. He's sort of asking different sorts of questions of the bowlers here, hitting the ball in slightly different places.
It's not so much power, is it? It's more placement with him. He's just guiding the ball on its way, and he's, what is he, 20 off 11? Yeah, he's taken a lot of pressure off Lynn. Not that he's playing as if he's under pressure, but in terms of the scoring rate, it hasn't helped. Now we got two batters going well.
Well, Ben Kellaway's been the man to break some of the partnerships so far.
Yeah.
And he now has the ball with Chris Lynn.
2 away.
98 not out. It's been a brilliant knock. Can he get there to 3 figures? Well, it was a big heave. He was looking for the shot that would have got him there. In the end, didn't connect. And the ball goes straight through to Chris Cook. Bit of width. Should just be a single. It is. Lynn looks a bit disappointed with himself. Kind of shakes his arm as he walks down to the non-striker's end.
So much the game has changed. 98. Most batters have got, I'll just get another 2 and then I'll go berserk again. No. I'm going to just keep going.
So Kellaway round the wicket now to the left-hander.
About.
Just followed him again with a little bit of drift and the full length. Keeps it to a single. So Chris Lynn now 99 not out. Steelbacks 166 for 3. No doubt about who's been the main man. Chris Lynn, just 1 away. That's going to be it. They're going to hurry. And he's through. Well, that is a brilliant 100 by Chris Lynn.
That's well batted, that.
The helmet comes off, the bat is raised. And he receives the applause of this crowd here in Cardiff tonight for a fantastic 100 off 48 balls. It's had 5 sixes and 10 fours. And Andrew, that knock has had absolutely everything.
Oh, look, he has. He's played. Look, the first over, you could say it was a tough catch. You'd expect to take them now, and after that, he's pretty much not given a chance. As he's played brilliantly.
Zaib goes for the reverse sweep and gets it as well.
That's a good shot.
Over the head of Will Smale, and well, it's raining runs now, and this rate is climbing up towards 11s, and problems for Glamorgan.
Yeah, he's a superb cricketer, isn't he? He's hit the ball all round. He's hit fantastically well down the ground. He hasn't hit. Don't worry about it going for 4 down the ground. He's hit everything for 6 that's gone down the ground. Yeah, he looks on top form, in fairness.
Well, so this is a dangerous partnership now.
Bolt.
And Kellaway has broken it.
Well done, Ben.
Saw him coming, dragged it down, got some turn, and Chris Cook does the rest. Well, relief as another dangerous batter goes, but to be honest, the damage has probably been done. Ben Kellaway takes a 3rd wicket with the last ball of his spell. Finishes with very impressive figures.
3 for 22, is he?
3 for 22 from 4. Well, he really has been the outstanding performer with the ball for Glamorgan. But Zaib is on his way after a very entertaining innings full of deft ramps and sweeps and reverse sweeps. He's the archetypal 360 player. And so we now have the new batter, Louis Kimber.
So this lad strikes a long ball, Louis Kimber. I've seen him when he was playing at Leicester.
Yeah.
And he can give the ball a whack, but somebody mentioned earlier in the press room that he's not playing as well as what he's capable of, and he almost looks a bit tentative and a bit scared to get out. But it'll be interesting to see now the way Chris Lynn speaks to him and says to him, "Look, mate, just go and enjoy it. Hit it in the areas where you're strong, because he can certainly clear them." Is he South African? Was he born in South Africa?
Oh, what a lovely time to come in, though, for him.
Yeah.
Well, the platform is laid, isn't it? There's no real pressure, even if he doesn't stay for very long. No one will really mind. We'll just have a look.
He can hit a long ball.
So, 29 years old, Louis Kimber. But as it is, Chris Lynn is continuing with another phenomenal strike.
6 over extra cover.
6 over cover. Such clean hitting, such power. And, well, where on earth do you bowl to a man like Chris Lynn?
Yeah, that. Oh God, I don't know if anything. He's slightly missed the hole, but I mean, does that warrant you going over extra cover for 6? Most people are like chinking that out to cover for 1. Yeah. Settle for that. Well, he's gone over extra cover for 6.
An incredible shot. So Dan Douthwaite to continue. Just going to be a single. Yeah, anything full is just going, isn't it? Anything kind of in the slot. He has got such power, such clean hitting, and we've even speculating that it didn't look that easy to bat on this surface. Well, goodness knows what it'd be like on a track that was true and coming onto the bat. This has been phenomenal batting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Louis Kimber, former Loughborough University student. He was the captain there back in the day. Former Leicestershire player.
Yeah.
And he's off the mark with a boundary. Flashes it away behind square. A little bit streaky, but, well, really, he can just throw the bat now. Doesn't have to worry. Just has license to get on with it here. Chris Lynn has laid a wonderful platform for him and for the rest of the side.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of difficult, isn't it? He hasn't done a great deal wrong there. Dan is probably he's probably 6th stump.
Oh, and the gentleman's broken the fence there.
Too much width.
Big appeal, and he's given! Well, Dan Douthwaite strikes. Kimber only lost 2 balls. And, Glamorgan have a look of a team that have had a difficult hour in the field here.
I think that's more the length, and that's more the line that Dan, the previous ball that went through sort of the gully area for 4, I think that's more of the area Dan would have been looking to bowl. I don't think Kimber doesn't look too impressed. But
that does look pretty out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you'd think that's clipping the top of leg and middle.
I think when he goes back to the change room and he has a look at it, he probably maybe send an apology to the umpire, because that looks pretty out to me. Yeah,
hit him on the back leg, and didn't look too high.
No,
because the back leg was quite close to the stumps, wasn't it? So wouldn't have had far to travel there. So, well, a 5th wicket for Glamorgan, 182 for 5 now. The Steelbacks have still got 3 and a bit overs to go. So they really are honing on something big here. Joined now by Lewis McManus, the wicket-keeper, and who again will just try and, you'd think, lend a bit of support, try and get Lynn on strike. But no, he decides to get in the act himself. Has driven that as a chase on here. Very good piece of work there to haul that back in. Well, you've got to commend the effort there of Nathan McAndrew. Puts a proper shift in to drag that back.
But even then, right, when you look at the previous ball he got LBW, his lengths, he's straight and he's on a length, a good hard length. That again's that's the half volley length.
Yeah,
it's too full.
Yeah,
you know, we've sort of, I think in this game we've been either short for them to pull or too full for them to drive. We've not really gone in, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I know Glenn Chappell will be looking at this and going, right, bowlers, this is where I need you to hit every ball. Don't go away from hitting this length.
Well, I wonder whether Chris Lynn has just scrambled their brains a little bit, because he was hitting some balls that early on, wasn't he, in the power play, which seemed to be your standards, kind of something back of a length, hard length, and he was just rocking back and slapping them over mid-wicket. And I wonder whether that's just scrambled them a little bit, and they kind of don't quite know where they are, the bowlers, at the moment. That ball's fuller. And just a single.
It's always the danger, as a bowler, that when you start going for runs, it's right, I'll change something, instead of, it takes a brave bowler to just carry on sticking to, this is the right length, this is definitely the right length, because he played a good shot, that doesn't mean I've got to go away from my lengths. And I think we have gone away from that, which has allowed him then to score even quicker.
Yeah. Well, Dan Douthwaite 1 for 31 from his 3. I think he is I think his average is around 10 and over his economy rate. That's pretty much what he's been going for in all the matches he's played. So
he's picked up some important wickets.
Well, he has. I think he's a wicket taker and has bowled well and opened up really well here. So it's Jimmy Neesham now, who is going to have a bowl from the Cathedral Road end. Just 3 overs left now. 186 for 5. Chris Lynn. It's been a brilliant knock. 108 not out of just 52 balls. And, this has been an extremely memorable innings. Just made it look so easy. The way he's cleared the boundary has been amazing. Drive straight. Hits the stumps.
Good job at it, the stumps.
They're going to come back for 2. That's well run. Very well run.
Very well run.
They've reacted well to the situation there and run hard. And McManus gets back. Helping is the opening batter Lynn, who are now moves on to 110. Hit very powerfully. Neesham didn't get anything on it, so there was never any danger of a run out. It came back very quickly, but good call there from his partner McManus to get back for the 2.
There's a few bowlers out there with overs left now trying to blend in with the blue seats so the captain doesn't see them in the last few overs.
Goes full, and that's another big one. Has he got all of it? It has. Straight over Ace of Tribe's head and into the crowd.
Put it down again.
Another missed crowd catch. Well, they've had plenty of practice, and Chris Lynn is sending the ball sailing into the crowd at regular intervals now. There's another beautiful strike, again in the slot. Full and straight, and maybe... Well, Glamorgan possibly need to learn their lesson here. If you bowl that there to Chris Lynn, he's making that
it's that length
look easy.
Again, it's not the hard length that we're looking at to go through our top of stump height. It's a yard fuller than that. So we've missed our length that way, or we've been too short the other way. Look, I'm saying it's easy sat here, but he's struck the ball so well.
So coming round the wicket now, Jimmy Neesham. To Lynn, and that could be wide. It is trying to change the angle to Lynn, and that one was just far too wide. Lynn had a swipe at it, but
let's have a look at this again. It's tricky. If the batter moves towards the offside, I think that's harsh. Does he go towards the offside? No, he goes the other way. No, that's a wide. Can't do much about that.
So, the pressure now just being put back on the Glamorgan bowlers here. This has been a very tough hour out there. Lynn has pretty much had answers to everything they've served up so far. And Jimmy Neesham now, in just his second over, he's trying to find something that goes full and straight. That's better. It's just going to be a single down to Ace of Tribe, who's doing the fielding at long on. He's largely seen the ball sailing over his head in recent overs.
It's so difficult, but that's well bowled, that. It's really well bowled.
So we'll probably come back over the wicket, you think, to the new batter. We'll feel more confident of having success against Lewis McManus.
You can see he's going to try and keep him on strike here. You can see him asking him to come in a few yards. What he doesn't want now is the batter just dropping it there and getting a simple, easy single.
So Neesham to McManus swings across and doesn't make any contact. So
see, it seems that length, hard length, going through midriff. That sort of looks the length the hardest. So they've got a field set, they've got a deep square, a slog corner, if you like, and a long on. So that seems to be the length. That seems much harder to hit because it's sticking in the wicket. Yeah,
he moved those fielders round a little bit to make them more square, didn't he? Which does suggest the ball's going to go in short. So we'll see. 196 for 5 now, with just 2 balls left of the 18th over. Does go short and slow. And it kind of works. The ball does get hit where they want them to hit. Takes a single. McManus gets Lynn back on strike. Well, what sort of damage can Lynn achieve in these last couple of overs now?
The aim will be hit to long on again. Yorker length. He's got fine leg and third man up in the circle. Backward point, deep cover. Extra covers on the circle, and you got a long off.
Well, you'll think Northants now 220 will definitely be in their mind. Maybe even a bit more than that if they can really go well at the end. Full in the air, chance, ace of tribe, takes it!
It was there to hit as well.
Well, finally, Chris Lynn has gone, but he is, Jimmy Anishi would go straight over to shake his hand after taking the wicket, and it has been an absolutely brilliant knock, and I think the crowd here at Sapphire Gardens this evening have been truly entertained, neutral or not, by some unbelievable batting from Chris Lynn, the Australian overseas opener. He has hit the ball to all corners with effortless power.
I think that's the first one he hasn't hit, because that slot, he's been clearing the boundary with those. Well, those have been going in the stand, and that's the first one. And what is he on? 100 and that's the first one he's missed out on.
Well, it's a brilliant knock, and raises his bat, gets a big hand as he heads back into the pavilion. That's one of the better knocks you're going to see in a game of county cricket. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, and there's some of the boys from my cricket club getting their fist bump on the way up. And, they've been treated to something. They can even bat half as well as that once in their life. They'll have done extremely well. So, at least Glamorgan now have tail enders to bowl at. 6 down, 197 for 6. And so, I think...
I don't know if they're tail enders. I think Harrison can bat. He has no Salesy's lad.
Okay, well,
James
that's a fair point. Well, they're not Chris Lynn.
No, yeah, true.
Well, you're right, they're not tail enders. That one has just sailed into the pavilion for 6. Well, yeah, you can see why they've done so well in this competition. Comes in and slaps that straight away, short of a length. The length we were thinking they maybe should have been bowling, and he's had no problem with that. Let's put that away. Let's pick the gap between the two fielders, and it's McManus, who's again been dealing in boundaries, on to 10 now of just 4 balls, and Northamptonshire now 203. They've broken the 200 bag. Goes down. It's a sharp chance. Was it?
Do you think?
Was it a bump ball or a catch? I thought it was maybe a catch. Let's have a look. Catch.
Good catch, yeah.
Yeah. It was a reasonable height.
Yeah.
But couldn't cling on. So, it feels a little bit like the damage has been done. But hey, if they could, you never know if Glamorgan can bat well. Moments like that could count for something, but we'll have to see. McManus steps away, pulls another one. Has he got all of it? He has. It's 6 more. Just clears the rope.
4.
And
6 more.
The Steelbacks keeper here doing a terrific job just to keep the misery flowing on these Glamorgan bowlers. What a night they've had, the Steelbacks here so far with the bat. Runs are flowing. And these Glamorgan bowlers, they'll be wondering where they can hide from this, because it has been a terrific display of clean hitting. 2 6s in this over. And the pressure right back on McAndrew. Goes again, could be out. And it is. The high full toss has been mishit to Ben Kellaway. He gets in. Has it been called as a no ball? That's the question now.
He's been given out, but I don't think he's overly impressed. But I think...
Well, they were waiting round in the middle, the batters. It was almost thrown in by Ben Kellaway, almost as if the wicket hadn't happened. And I think that's probably a reflection of what a difficult day this Glamorgan fielding side have had. High full toss. I think he picked that up off sort of mid-thigh, sort of hip height, wasn't it? So it wasn't any higher than that. Yeah, just have caught it and seemed to throw it back in just in case the ball was like, it's maybe waist tight. Gosh, that does it from that angle. That looks waist tight. That does. That does.
Get away with that.
Maybe he has reason to feel slightly aggrieved as McManus as he walks off.
I think so.
Has made it full use of the 6 balls he faced. Hit a couple of them for 6. and goes for a very useful 16.
Here comes James Sales. Bat 9 could be a good player to bat 9.
So another one of the guys in this team whose dad you played.
I did that showing how old I am.
Yeah.
Best nickname on the county circuit, Jumble. Quality.
Well, good piece of fielding by Kieran Carlson. Just keeps it to a dot. Yeah, that is a good nickname. Fair play.
I reckon. I mean, he's got to be the best cricketer ever to not play for England.
This is his dad.
Yeah.
David Sales.
A hell of a player. Yeah. Fantastic cricketer.
All-rounder.
Batter. First slip, batter. You've got to get him early, otherwise he'll bat for days. Yeah. Well, I think he got 200 against us in Colwyn Bay one year. And various other hundreds along the way.
Well, it's Sales Jr. now. And he's gone. That is...
No,
has gone down. Oh, I thought he clung on.
I thought he clung on to that.
I thought he clung on. I think almost when he hit the floor, it must have just rolled out. Well, that was 2 attempted Corbin bowls in that over. None of them have stuck for Nathan McAndrew, and that perhaps is a
good slow ball.
Kind of... Oh, I just couldn't see it. It was hidden behind him. Yeah, well, that probably sums up in microcosm the evening that Glamorgan's bowlers have had so far. Things have not gone their way. Balls have been flying to the boundary, and the chances that have come their way, well, they haven't taken them. And crucially, a very early chance off Chris Lynn was not taken, and he really did make them pay. So 209 for 7, 1 over to go, and well, this has been
down the bowler last.
An impressive batting display, and it's going to be a pretty ominous total, you'd think, for Glamorgan to have to chase.
Yeah,
they seem to like chasing, but this is going to add plenty of scoreboard pressure against a useful bowling attack as well. So just how big is the total that Glamorgan have to chase? 209 for 7, last over the bowler Dan Douthwaite. And pulled in the air, could be a chance. Sean Dixon gets round, 1 bounce.
Fielded.
Just keeps it to a single. So they could be in the game, those deep fielders.
I think they're going to be, yeah.
Tough time to field there at the moment. Long shadows as the evening sun sets just behind the pavilion here. Yeah. And the sun just sort of streaming over the Hugh Morris Cricket Centre, newly renamed, of course, here at Sapphire Gardens. So the sun will be right in the eyes of the fielders on the leg side boundary here. For anything short, hit their direction. Sales swings across, doesn't get particularly good contact, but they're going to come back for 2 as Asa Tribe fields and throws it into Chris Cook. Yeah, deep corners here at Sapphire Gardens. It's very kind of square-shaped ground, and so if you can get it into those corners, there's usually a 2. And they ran hard and made it comfortably in the end. So 4 balls left, 212 for 7. Dan Douthwaite looking for a second wicket, just to try and peg them back right at the end if he can. Goes wide Yorker and a bit too wide.
Right idea. Right idea.
Not much in it. It's just maybe just a couple of inches
if
the wrong way.
If you're going to miss as a seamer, that you miss wide there, you can't really have too much of a go at your bowler. I mean, you can see what he's trying to do. He's missed it slightly, but it's the right idea.
Sales has a swing.
Well done, Dan.
And they can't make contact. So rests on his bat and was hoping to chop that away and try and maybe get over backward point where there's no fielder down there on the boundary. So anything cut away, if it gets past the backward point, is a dead cert boundary, but couldn't make any contact that time. So there should be 3 balls left now. 213 for 7.
Done down. Well bowled.
It's just going to be 1 as Jimmy Neesham does the fielding. Well, this has been hard going from a Glamorgan perspective.
Yeah, tricky.
The crowd here have not really had much to cheer about. Lots to enjoy as a cricket neutral, with some unbelievable batting from Chris Lynn in particular. But 214 for 7, 2 balls to go. Another wide Yorker attempted, and again just the wrong side of the little blue line. Well,
you can see what he's trying to do,
yeah.
Dan. I mean, again, as a captain, I don't think you can't really have a go. You've asked him to execute plan, and where his misses is probably acceptable.
Yeah, he turned around with a guilty look there. He knew.
Bolt.
That's better.
Well done.
So, well, it's a dot ball. Seems kind of slightly clutching at straws at this stage, but you never know. In a tight game, every little run counts, but 215 for 7. It's going to be a big total that Glamorgan going to have to chase.
The body
whatever
language
happens to this last ball.
Doesn't look great at the minute. There's a lot of hands on hips and...
Goes full. Sales drives. Seems to sort of clutches well. That's brilliantly run. Has he made it? I think he has just made it. Yeah, well, that was extremely well run from Harrison, who was back in a flash to the non-striker's end. And that's how it ends. Northamptonshire Steelbacks, brilliant performance with the bat. Comprehensive, impressive. 217 for 7 from their 20 overs. With Chris Lynn leading the way with an absolutely stunning 117 off just 56 balls. And you'd think that probably looks like being the innings that secures Northamptonshire's place in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, look, from a Glamorgan perspective, they're going to have to play out their skin. The up front, Carlson and Smale have really got to go at it, and the rest give them a good platform, and then they've got to fire down the order as well. I'll be intrigued to see how Northants bowl on it, and whether they've looked at the Glamorgan bowlers and gone, right, these have been the areas where it's... And the feedback they get from Chris Lynn, going to him. I mean, the simple question will be, where should we be bowling? And where he can answer that, I mean, everywhere they bowled, he pretty much hit, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's probably not the best one, but I mean, Glenn Chappell will have had a look at that and gone, right, okay, these are the lengths I need you to bowl, guys. Stick to our plans, field well, and we should be fine. Again, from a Glamorgan perspective, they'll be looking and thinking, right, okay, well, he's played well. We've got Carlson who's in good form as well, and players down the order are also in good form. So, look, it's going to be a tough task. Yeah. It's going to be a tough 100%.
Task. Well, there's the Steelbacks card. Chris Lynn, the main man, didn't quite carry his bat, but did serious damage. 117 from 56 balls, an absolutely brilliant knock. 10 fours and 7 sixes. Found a little support along the way from Zaib, who played very 360, some lovely hits behind square, and Vasconcelos at the top as well. But other than that, a one-man show really. Chris Lynn, 117 off 56 balls, and 217 for 7, the Steelbacks. Let's just have a look at the bowling figures. It won't be pretty for some people. Well, there's a bit of suffering there for some of the bowlers. Kellaway, the outstanding performer, 3 for 22, which remarkably, given what was happening to everyone else, that is extremely impressive bowling from him. No joy for Crane, only bowled 3 overs, interestingly, which very rarely happens in this Glamorgan setup. 1 from Tribe at the top. I'd say probably the experiment of bowling him in the power play wouldn't really have worked, I think. That's kind of the over where Chris Lynn got going really early on, and he never took his foot off the pedal. And poor Nathan McAndrew as well, going for over 50 from his 4 overs as well. So a tough day all round. So here's the match situation. Glamorgan needed 218 to win from 20 overs. It's going to be a tough ask. They are going to have to go all guns blazing from the top, you would think. I think it's going to be entertaining. So stick with us. We're just going to head off for a quick cup of tea, and then we'll be back shortly to see if Glamorgan can chase down this big total, 218 to win from 20 overs, coming up in a couple of minutes. Well, hi everyone, welcome back to Sapphire Gardens in Cardiff as we, you rejoin this match with Glamorgan having been set a very challenging total. They need 218 to win this pivotal Vitality Blast match, with both sides involved in the shake-up for quarter-final places. Northampton are top of the group, and really one more win for them and they're definitely in, and they've put themselves in a really fantastic position after a wonderful batting display from them. Glamorgan need to win to stay in the shake-up, really, and so they are going to have to play out of their skins here tonight. It's David Willey bowling to the Glamorgan captain, Kieran Carlson, and right on target straight away. So they're going to have to chance their arm here, Andrew, aren't they, really? I think that I don't think you could push it around with this sort of total and have a look for too long.
I mean, excuse me, what the batters will be looking at. I've just had some diet cake and it was lush. It was almost as impressive as Lynn's Indians, that cake. But, yeah, I mean, Glamorgan did bowl 2 overs for 6 in that power play as well. So they, Glamorgan can sort of give themselves a fraction of a time to get in.
Willie goes full. It's been edged. Good stop at slip. And so they're just going to run through for 1. So, yeah, Willie just trying to angle it across the right-handers here. They've got the slip in place. I think Northampton feel if they can get an early wicket, well, that could really be put an early nail in Glamorgan's coffin, as it were, here.
Yeah, the last few games, Smelly's been allowed to just sort of find his way early on, hasn't he? And because Kieran's been going all gun blazing, I think Smelly's really got to go from ball 1 here.
It's full, and he has. Wow, that is a brilliant shot. An amazing clip off his legs for 6. And Will Smale starts in the way. Well, that this opening pair are going to have to play if Glamorgan has any chance of finding the boundary at regular intervals. And that is a clean clip over square leg for 6.
Yeah, a few more of those.
Well, that'll settle the nerves a bit, but a long way to go here. 218 is the total needed. Goes full again. Don't think this one's going to reach the boundary. It isn't, and it's just going to be 1. McSweeney down there on the deep square leg boundary. Well, it feels like it's going to have to... We need one of those nights here.
Yeah, we do.
We need one of those nights where... Kieran Carlson does have 2 or 3 of them every season.
Yeah, he does.
Where he just goes for it and plays out of his skin.
Yep.
And it feels like the skipper needs to have one of his better days here. On the money from Willie. Tight line, bowling at the stumps.
That's that sort of length that I was talking about. Top of the stump. Sort of hard length to hit. Well, experience as well of Willie. He's been around. He'd have played all around the world, so the experience he'll be able to find a length very quickly where it's difficult to score. When you think about IPL and everything else that he'd have played, all the competitions around the world he'd have played.
Well, they've taken the slip out and just moved someone into short cover. Pulls. Now, has it got the length? I think it has. 6 more. Well, Glamorgan have set their stall out. They're not going to die wandering. And that's what it needs. 14 runs from the first over. And, encouraging start.
Well, that's the start we wanted, yep. 2 6s in the over. Both Smelly and Kieran getting off to a good start. Just need another 19 overs of that
now. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Well, there we go. Well, 2 lovely strikes. Encouragement. 1 from each batter, both clearing the boundary quite comfortably there. And off top bowler. And it's going to be Rafi Weatherall now, who's going to bowl the first over of this Glamorgan innings from the River Taff end.
Ooh.
And Smell straight away goes for the ramp.
So this lad was in Exeter University with one of my one of my lads
There we
who's
go.
still down there.
Mm-hmm.
And he liked to call himself Rafi Gun Weatherall.
There we go.
That's,
Backing himself.
yeah, got a lot of time for that. Confident, I like that.
Well, that is a gunshot. Straight over square leg for 6. And it's raining boundaries, and Glamorgan so far trading in maximums.
Maximums, that's right. Yeah. It's like watching highlights, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, when they cut this down, yeah, let's just play the whole thing. Yeah.
Just glance to my right and see Steve Watkin look in there. Yeah, I don't think he'd fancy too much bowling here either. He'd say, I'd be all right with it. I don't know what these days they're a lot further.
Yeah. Oh, in the air. I think he's going to just get away with it. I think. He did. Just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just looped
good
over.
Comeback. Good comeback from Rafi.
Yeah. So, 21 without loss after 9 balls. So they are over the run rate early on, but these things are not particularly significant so early on in the innings. I think with the pattern of this match, needs a few more overs to settle down. Carlson goes, and I think that's going to be 4-2. Just one bounce. And, well, this is a great start. They're going for it. Anything they think they can latch onto, they're connecting with, and they've put it really effectively to the boundary. That is a very good shot for Carlson. Almost another 6. In the end, just bounced over, and we have a proper contest on, it seems. How long can these two stay here, batting like this? What can they take out of this power play to take a chunk out of this massive total they're chasing? Goes down, this time straight. Doesn't have a proper connection on it. I think they're going to try and come back for 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, he had to be quick. That was a very fine piece of fielding. A slide, throw and turn, almost in one go there by David Willey. And in the end, Will Smell had to get his skates on.
I like the length he hit there, though. Weatherall. I mean, he's running in hard. I like that. Got a lot of time for that. You know, I think is this how many games has he played? Is this this season? Is this his first last game?
Now. Pulled over mid-wicket again.
All of it again. So it's just going to be the 2.
Yeah, only a half connection there. Didn't sound really good off the bat. You could normally tell when he hits them right. As the sound reverberates around the stands here.
So 15 off that.
Well, encouraging start. 29 without loss after 2. And you were asking about Weatherall. Let's just see. Well, he hasn't played many. So, in fact, no. Well, his last game was for the Northampton Seconds against Warwickshire.
So this is his first blast game.
So
Yeah?
I think it's his first blast game. Yeah.
Always a tough gig, isn't it? You know, it's your first game and you're opening the bowling in the power play. Yeah,
Well, he played 9.
280
He played
to defend, but you
9 in the blast 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I think this is his first game this year. So, yeah. So 29 without loss. Carlson, Smale, both going nicely.
Bit of spin.
And, well, we saw Zaib hitting some beautiful angles with the bat. Now, introduced early to try and stop this early flow of wickets. And Will Smale can't get a clean connection on that. Only finds David Willey at short mid-wicket. So we'll be trying, if he can get it past Willey, there's a big wide open space on the leg side.
Ooh.
Well, 2 dots straight away. Well, Glamorgan have come up against some good, tricky spinners in this competition so far, who've had a bit of success in slowing the run rate down. We saw Usman Tariq the other night.
Okay, there's 3 dots. Something's going to happen next ball.
Yeah. Fateh Singh from Worcestershire did a really good job as well, bowling in tandem with Osama Mir as well in the last game. So Zaib, 3 dots so far, and hoping he might have a similar impact here. Just slowing things down, forcing an error. And that's only going to be 1. This is the thing about spin. You have got to to get to the boundary, you've got to hit it. You've got to swing the bat quite hard. You can't deflect it or use the pace. And I think in a very simple way, that's just why it's so effective, particularly early on in the power play. Carlson, good shot. Good shot. One bounce 4 again. Got to the pitch and hit it pretty flat, straight over mid-off's head. Well, just releases the pressure valve a little bit for Glamorgan.
That's a good shot. Excellent shot for Kieran. No.
There's an appeal. And I think, no. Well, that, I'm afraid, is pretty disastrous. I think the appeal just caused both batters to stop, and Carlson kept running. Will Smale stayed at his end, and in the end, that's a disaster. We'll look at it again and see exactly what happened. So there was a big appeal. Smale just stopped, really. Carlson kept coming. Will Smale stopped in the middle, and it's Smale who's going to have to go. Well, that's a freebie as far as Northamptonshire are concerned. That is not what Glamorgan needed at this stage.
No.
And it just immediately sends a little kind of negative vibe back to the dugout.
I mean, it was a bit ball watchy. It was a bit, wasn't it? It was, I mean, Kieran has set off, and at the non-strikers end, it's Kieran's call. You've sort of got to go. We were ball watching instead of actually looking at your partner and going, right, I'm gone, I'm off.
Yeah.
Whether there was a run there or not, who knows? But then Will sacrificed himself then, really.
Well, that's a shame
for the skipper.
Yeah, Will Smale was 15 runs from 9 balls, and he's now gone. Well, that's a shame. Can Glamorgan get over that bump now?
Well,
you think Kieran Carlson is really just going to have to take responsibility here and make it happen? I'm sure he'll want to do that. He'll be feeling disappointed and a bit hurt about what's just happened. And, the one way to make people forget about it is to get on and do your business with the bat here and score some runs. And so that's what he's going to have to do. It's Weatherall continuing. Expensive first over. Went for 15.
No, it's a salesy.
Is it sales?
Yeah,
sorry, which is the graphics are not
Yeah.
catching up. I think there's been a...
Yeah, James Sales is on to bowl. A lot quicker than you think.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely run-up. I'm not sure his old man would be able to run in like this, but he's got a lovely run-up. Nice action. He hits the deck a lot harder than what was great.
Good piece of fielding. Well, that's inspirational stuff. A great diving stop down there. This prevents a certain boundary for Ben Kellaway. Well, that's the sort of thing that's just going to lift the Northamptonshire side. Believe it's their night. Those sort of moments. So, yeah, it is Sales to continue. Hit very hard.
That's Kieran's area.
And all the way. So, another boundary for Kieran Carlson. Trying to just shake off the disastrous run out from the previous over. And the best way to do that is with a few boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, the bowler hasn't really done a great deal. He's hit a length, and Kieran's just chanced on when he swung through it. It's good connection, good shot.
So Glamorgan 40 for 1 now, halfway through the 4th over. Cuts it on the offside. I think it's just going to be a single.
Yeah, that's so bold.
Well, so Ben Kellaway played well the other night, was the top scorer against Worcestershire, but then ran himself out, unfortunately. And sure that'll be in the back of his mind as well, not least because of what's just happened that brought him out into the middle himself.
Not bold. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? When you have a run out like that, all those bowlers will sat up there now on the Glamorgan balcony thinking, do you know how hard we've just had to work to get any sort of wickets and stuff, and we've given them one straight away. Yeah.
No, that really was a gift, and it didn't need to happen. Galloway gives us some. Always been just put down. That has been tipped over the crossbar by Sales.
7 off. You take that as a seamer bowling in the power play, you know.
Yeah, there it is. So, well, difficult start for Glamorgan here in many ways. I think the loss of that wicket is just as well. It just has an emotional impact on how people feel, and you need to be so positive in a chase like this. And their mindset has to be positive, because if they are cautious, you're never going to get near the total. And I think it's just, can they keep that positive mindset despite that run out? If anyone can, probably it's Kieran Carlson.
It's a very clear mindset you've got to have, isn't it? You basically, from year on in, what do we need? We need over an 11 and over. So you cannot afford to be
half-hearted or in two minds
in the way that you're going to be.
No, got to be very clear about what they want to do. And well, who knows? It could motivate Kieran Carlson. Could be one of those things, and try and draw on that feeling. He doesn't want to let the team down. He wants to make up for what's happened, whether it's whoever's fault it was. I'm sure they'll have a chat about that later on. But as it is, Ben Cohen, so it comes down the pitch, doesn't quite get to it, just squirts out behind square on the leg side. They take a single.
It's always an interesting one for debate, you know, with your overseas players. Actually, when you're playing you get overseas players for one-day cricket. Given Glamorgan's makeup of squad,
it's high. I don't think he's gone over. It's in the air. Does anyone want it?
No one wants it.
It's gone down.
Both looked at each other, didn't they?
Well, how important could that be? It was Lewis Kimber, who in the end was the player going for it.
So who's that?
It was Calvin Harrison who was converging on it as well. So Calvin Harrison was down there at mid-on, and it was Kimber.
It was definitely Kimber's catch. He was the one that was running in. So.
Oh, good diving stop again.
It was definitely his catch.
Well, a lifeline again for Glamorgan. It's been put down. Well, Chris Lynn was put down early on. It might have been, not sure whether it carried. It was a half chance, and he went on to make 100. So Kieran Carlson,
that's a shot.
Well, needs to do a bit more of that. Finds the boundary again, and well, he's raced into the 30s. And it's going to need a captain's knock here, you'd think, to set the tone from the top.
Fast hands, good shot that. It's a good shot.
Well, yeah, fast hands are a real trademark, isn't it? Some of the shots he plays, those signature shots when he gets down on one knee and whips it almost from outside off stump over square leg.
Yeah.
Not many people can do that in the way that he does it.
No.
So he's now on 31 off 15.
That's
check drive over the offside has timed that really nicely, and 4 more.
It's a fantastic shot, that.
Well, he's turned that into a good over. 4 singles to start with, and then 2 boundaries. So they take 12 from it.
That's a great shot, that.
And Glamorgan, they're staying in touch.
Yeah. That's those last 2 shots. Great shots from Kieran. Finishing the over well. I was going back to it. It's always difficult when, as a club, you know, when you look at the makeup of the Glamorgan squad that we've got, we probably, seamers-wise, we needed to get 2 overseas seamers in. The problem you get with that is, if you get a batter that can open, he's in the game for 20 overs.
Yeah.
And with your bowlers, what have you got? You're going for 4.
Yeah.
You know, out of the innings. So I mean, if they can bat and bowl, yeah, dream.
Well, it's David Willey swapped ends now, coming in from the River Taff end, and Ben Quelley's lucky though. He's going to have to scarper here. It's going to be close.
Oh, he'd have been out miles.
The keeper misses. Lewis McManus had a shy, and it just missed. Ben Kellaway would have also been struggling there.
Yeah. I mean, I know Ben's probably the quickest lad on the staff, and I mean,
well, I think
after you've just had one in the chin, it's not the last thing you wanted to be legging it down. Yeah, he'd have been out, wouldn't he?
Well, again, I think he was thinking, oh, good, I haven't been bowled, and then suddenly he had heard the call from his captain. He was almost standing next to him. Yeah. Carlson, again, they might think about 2 here. Kellaway has returned. Again, he's going to have to go, and he makes it in the end. He's quick, but again, a direct hit, and it would have been tight. So I suppose they have to take some acceptable risks here.
Yeah. I think Kieran wants to get on strike to David Willey as well. I think he feels the ball coming back in. If David's looking to swing it back in at him, he'd be strong through that leg side. Pick him up. That's his shot in it. That pick up over mid wicket. Ooh.
Only gets one. Again, luckily, went straight to Chris Lynn, fielding down there at short fine leg. He managed to get down okay. Probably feeling a little bit stiff after that innings, but he managed to get down all right.
Been quite easy for him as the overseas when it sent the 12th man out now.
Yeah.
Feet up, coffee paper and a fag on the balcony.
Well, it was interesting against Worcester.
I've done my job.
A lot of the catches were caught by subfielders against Worcestershire the other night.
Right.
I share that as an observation. Yeah.
That's done my job, lads. Over to you. Go on, off you go.
I think Glamorgan briefly had, I think Henry Hill was on for a little bit and did that forward roll you might have seen in your social media feed the other night when he was replacing Nathan McAndrew.
It was good fielding, in fairness.
It was. Yeah, you'll see that on the Glamorgan Instagram channel if you want to see the forward roll. It was quite funny.
He was very well for a wicketkeeper, does Henry.
He's a tall lad as well, isn't he?
He's tall,
he's tall.
Yeah.
So, just 4 runs from the first 4 balls for David Willey's over. Oh, that's kind of scooped in the air by Callaway. They just take a single, yeah. Luckily, sort of scuffed it a bit and it didn't really carry.
This is a good over from David coming back.
It is.
The previous, was he on 2, 3, 4, 5 off 5, yeah.
So,
experience. What's he bowled, Ash? What length is he bowled?
Kind of just a good length, isn't it? It's not too full, not been drivable, but just sort of hitting the top of the stumps, hitting the top of the bat, isn't it? So, last ball of David Willey's second over. Bit of width on the offside, and that's been well put away. Yeah, one bounce again, almost goes for 6.
As soon as you've gone short,
just 4
runs.
Yeah.
The 5 other balls have been really difficult to score because he's gone straight at good length.
Well,
he'll be disappointed with that.
He will. That's disappointing to concede a boundary off the final, having bowled really tightly early on, and Kieran Carlson just creating a bit of room for himself and putting that away very nicely, scattering the pigeons out there on the offside, and that is the end of the power play. So, interestingly, Steelbacks were 63 for 1 after the power play. Glamorgan 62 for 1, so pretty much on as even, pretty much in the same position as each other. So Glamorgan very much in touch, and without that run out they probably wouldn't have lost a wicket as well. So that's the only blot, and they've recovered reasonably well here, these two, just trying to sort of put it behind them and get on with it, particularly Kieran Carlson, who's already raced on to 42. But it's Callaway now who is on strike, is yet to got to really get going. Just 5 off 9 balls so far. And the field spread on the leg side now. 3 fielders out there on the leg side. Callaway drives over cover towards the dugouts. Good sliding stop down there.
Well run.
By Louis Kimber. But they're back for 2. And so Ben Callaway is...
Wicketkeeper wants to change of field. He wants to swap long. Yeah, it's not a bad shot now. So he swapped his long off with the fielder that was at extra cover. The long off is a big lad, so I think he's, in terms of height.
So if you think that's what's happening,
yeah, and the long on is the long off is a bit quicker as well.
Yeah,
sharper to stop the 2. A big one on getting
fielders
in the
swaps like that. You're wondering which that's a veiled insult towards which of the fielders, or is it not? They think the size and fit of the field is better in a different position.
Honestly, you can't afford to be like that in one-day cricket. You've got to have your best fielders in the positions in order to cut the runs down and take the catches. I remember the World Cup that was in
caught and bowled, and a disappointing end. Harrison strikes. Well, he's made an impact straight away. Just 4 balls in, and Glamorgan captain Kieran Carlson slams his bat against his pads on the way in. He knew he was in and had a real chance, and he's just gently knocked one back to the bowler, and Glamorgan lose their second wicket. Let's see it again. Just a little bit short. Just kind of got a leading edge.
Working it, and like we said in the first inning, he's probably just stuck in the wicket a little bit, and the layout has just stuck in the wicket, and he's ended up Lobbing one back to the bowler. He will be gutted because I think, if Kieran was going to get out, he'd want to get out playing a big shot.
Yeah.
He's got out trying to knock it in for one, which is really, really annoying for someone who's got the talent and destructiveness of Kieran. But hey ho, look, somebody else's turn to bring Glamorgan home this evening.
Yep, and it's Asa Tribe who is next to have a go. Got out first bowler against Worcestershire in the last match, having been pretty consistent before that. Hasn't, of course, played all of this competition because he was away with the Lions for quite a big part of it early on. But is actually top of the Glamorgan averages, despite getting a first bowler in the last match. He's averaging 44 as 132 runs, strike rate of 134. So he's been coming in and rebuilding a few times previously, but he's got to go for it here.
Yep. You've got to go straight away here.
No, so it looks like he's getting a bit of turn.
It's gone over 11.5 now.
Tall, leggy. And we'll get a bit of bounce as well as turn. So a few adjustment slips coming out. Looks like he might just go in at short mid-wicket. Again, maybe hoping for a leading edge there too. Tribe tries to make room, but is followed and can only bat it back to Calvin Harrison, who's made a real impact in his first over.
That's a great start. I mean, what I like about this Northampton side, if you look at the keeper, right, he's having a big part to play in where the fielders are, who's fielding where and what. He's helping David Willey out as a captain. I remember, but when I wasn't long on the staff here at Glamorgan and the World Cup was in Wales or in the UK and Australia were based here, and I remember running into bowl and this bloke behind me he says, mate, you got to get closer into the stumps, mate. Shane Horn. And when he was talking to us about field placings, and he said Ricky Ponting always fields mid-wicket. Ricky Ponting is my mid. And then sometimes on a Saturday when I watch spinners bowl, and they've probably got the worst fielder in the team fielding mid-wicket.
Yeah.
No, that's where your best fielder's got to be, and this is what I like about Northants is they're swapping their fielders around. They've got their best fielders in the most important fielding positions.
So two newish batters, that has almost taken Scrimshaw's head off there.
That has nearly cleaned him out.
Just ducked underneath it. Big George Scrimshaw in his first ball, and he's had a haircut.
Do you know what? I'm surprised we don't see more of this. Oof. I've seen it down in Pontrydylis about 3 or 4 weeks ago. No, sorry, it would probably have been a bit longer than that, 5-6 weeks ago. A ball was hit back and it's literally hit him in the cheek. Yeah, and it was horrible to see. Yeah. But I'm surprised with the way how hard they hit the ball back at bowlers now.
Well, Scrimshaw had a lucky escape there. Big tall man goes full again, and that's been well fielded again. That's David Willey, who's throwing himself around. Fair play, defying the years there. An all-action cricketer with bat, ball, and in the field, setting the examples for the rest of the team to follow. So Ben Kellaway, run a ball 13. Asa Tribe now, yet to get off the mark. Faced just 2 balls. And just taking his mark and having a look. Surveys the scene on the leg side to see what gaps there are. And there are 3 fielders out on the leg side. I'm going to have to hurry. Quick single. Yeah, David Willey couldn't collect in the end. They put him under pressure and just about got there. So yeah, David Willey at mid-on, still in the circle. So I was encouraging them to try and hit it over his head. But then they've got mid-wicket, square leg, and deep fine leg on the leg side. Scrimshaw, energetic run-up. And Kellaway, another single. So the rate just seems to have noticeably dropped a little bit. That change of wicket. Someone's got to sort of pick up the mantle that Kieran Carlson was wearing as the boundary hitter. Someone to kind of get the run rate consistently up around 10, 11, 12 where it needs to be. It's already climbing towards 12. And they won't want it to get over that. Tribe. Not a clean connection.
So I mean, from the start of the over where you hit a 4 first ball, I mean, as a bowler, you'll be pretty happy with then getting away with 5 singles.
Yeah.
You know, when your first ball goes for 4, you're under a bit of pressure, and you're just praying then it's not an over for 20 or 20 plus. So he'd be relatively happy if he closes this out with another single.
So last ball of Scrimshaw's over. And goes straight.
Shot.
Good connection. Just how good is it? It's very good. All the way for 6.
Saved the over. That was good.
Well, Glamorgan needed that. They've just got to stay in touch. They can't get too far behind. They're going to need regular boundaries. That's what Northamptonshire did. And Ben Kellaway has provided just the tonic there. Lovely straight drive off the big fast bowler.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Very true connection.
Excellent shot.
And a much needed boundary. So take 14 off that over. 79 for 2 off 8 overs. And, well, they've got to keep going here, Glamorgan. They've got to keep going. They can't take their foot off the pedal. There were no kind of obvious dips where they're in the Northants innings. They just scored pretty consistently all the way.
11.5 and over. You can't. Yeah, there's no room for anything else but foot down.
So spin of Harrison to continue. 1 wicket already. Sweeps. Try that's in the air. A chance possibly. Oh my word, that is a brilliant catch. Absolutely fantastic catch from Vasconcelos down there on the boundary. And no wonder his teammates are sprinting over to celebrate with him on the square leg boundary. That is an amazing catch and the sort of moment that puts your team in the quarterfinals of the Vitality Blast.
That's a fantastic catch. It looked like Asa was going to get away with that, and he'd plonked it right in between the two of them, and then that is class. That, you know, but look, that's what they practice every day. Now, I'm not taking anything away from him. That was one hell of a catch, but they do practice these things a lot, and yeah, that's class.
That is an incredible catch. He almost looked a bit surprised when he stood up there, and he kind of went.
Yeah,
almost took it Aussie style with the fingers pointing the same way. Brilliant, fully off the ground.
Good catch.
And a little roll and bounce back to his feet as well. Well, that's definitely the champagne moment so far. Ricardo Vasconcelos, what a catch that is. It gets rid of the dangerous Asa tribe. That means Glamorgan are now 3 down for 79. And increasingly facing more problems in chasing this mammoth total. 218, the target they need. And it brings Sean Dixon to the crease, who has been one of Glamorgan's most impressive performers so far this year. He is 252 runs in the competition, averaging around 42 with a highest score of 67 not out. And has at times made boundary hitting look easy as well, and they'll need some of that from him. Facing Harrison now. Goes for the delicate rather than the powerful, and is off the mark with a single.
Yeah, his innings are going to have to. This innings is going to have to be a bit longer, isn't it? He's going to have to go deeper here. Whereas the other innings he's played, he's probably been able to give himself a bit of time and accelerate towards the end of the innings and get Glamorgan over the line. This one, he's going to have to be there. He's going to have to bat the next 12 overs. He's going to have to be there after 20 overs, if Glamorgan are going to win this game.
Harrison drops a little bit shorter.
Again, that's good fielding. Right field is in the right position. That's a solid 2 there in the corner with Glamorgan, and that's well fielded.
Well, they look organised, don't they?
They are, yeah.
They look organised, energetic.
Yeah.
They've seem to have lots of options. And Harrison, well, what an introduction. 2 for 5 so far. They think about it again.
Yeah.
Good decision. Good decision. There was definitely not a second there. So Nathan McSweeney doing the hard yards from mid-wicket. This time it's going to be David Woolley doing the fielding. 1 more to the total. So just 4 singles from it in the wicket with 1 ball to come.
It's a big ball, this one.
And the run rate already now over 12. So
going to see anything under a boundary. That's a heck of an over. That's brilliant.
Yeah, he's doing a really great job here. Harrison delivering for his team in key moments, and the initiative definitely with the Steelbacks now. I think they have Glamorgan where they want them. It's not to say it's over. Still plenty of time to go. But Glamorgan are going to need a couple of massive overs, do you think, here? A few big overs just to kind of get that run rate closer to where they need it to be. Else it's just going to spiral away into something unachievable.
Again, it's over 12s now, isn't it? Look, I mean, the thing is with 2020 cricket, you have a few good overs and you're back in it.
Yeah.
You know? And they've got 2 cricketers out there that can produce those big overs as well. But this Northant side look a well-drilled, well-organised unit. They know how to win games of cricket.
So, Saif Zaib, left arm spinner. Callaway comes down, doesn't get the connection he wants. I think was probably looking to try and hit that a bit straighter. See if he can get it over the sight screens again. I think that's definitely where he'll be targeting. Feels like a keen man now, Callaway. Can he have his best knock of the season in this competition? So Sean Dixon comes down the wicket again. Pushes into the leg side just for one. Biding their time. Just having a look. Hoping that something loose will come their way, or they're going to have to manufacture it here. They're going to have to create a new angle by moving around in the crease, doing something different. Just singles at the moment.
Small bowled.
Well, if the run rate does climb too high, it just adds another pressure, doesn't it? And I think Northants are really hoping they can do that. Well, that is a chance of reaching the boundary, but good fielding again. Good committed fielding from David Willey. Well, he's thrown himself around.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. Inspirational captaincy. 36 years old, David Willey. But still putting himself about.
Absolutely, that's a wide.
Well, that should be a wide. I think he saw Callaway on the move and decided to fire it down wide, but it was a little bit too wide. Now it goes big. I think it's out. It is. David Willey makes no mistake, and well, this Glamorgan innings now is starting to creak. Ben Callaway goes for 24. The spinners doing the damage again here. Glamorgan just not able to get them away on a regular basis or put them any sort of pressure. And it was Zaib here enticing Callaway to drive straight. He didn't get all of it, and in the end it was straight to the Steelbacks captain David Willey, who will catch those all day.
It didn't quite. Just you see Ben walking off, then looking at the toe of his bat. He didn't quite get it where he wanted to. But again, it's a combination as well of the pressure that's being built at the minute. As you know, Ben's looking up nearly around 13 and over. That over had gone for 4 singles. You know, something had to happen.
Yeah.
You know, it was either going to be a boundary or unfortunately there was a wicket.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there is one ball left. It's Chris Cook is the new batter, wicket-keeper batsman. Has played 1 or 2 absolutely cracking knocks in this competition. Is able to strike the ball a long way as well. Fast hands as well. But a big job for him. And drive straight. Has hit that pretty well, but I think it's going to be cut off again. That man named David Willey wants to be involved everywhere here. And a really good over. And there you can see Glamorgan now, the dark blue line. Off, really, they're not miles off. They were with it, but they're just starting to tail off now and go underneath it. If they keep the same trajectory, the gap between those lines is going to get bigger and bigger. What they need is a big correction to try and get a bit closer to that red line.
Yeah,
that probably means a couple of overs going for sort of 16, 17, doesn't it? Just to
which can happen.
Yeah,
which can happen.
So at the moment, the control definitely with the Steelbacks, showing us why they're the top side in this competition so far. Only lost 1 game and put themselves in a really strong position here to secure their place in the quarterfinals. Harrison been very hard to get away. It's bowled tightly. He's got lots of cover on the boundary if the Glamorgan batters decide to try and sweep him or hit him straight. So need to try and find something here, find an angle, maybe hit him over the covers or go big. Well, Harrison's tearing after that himself. They think about a second, but decide against it as Nathan McSweeney charges in.
It's even the awareness there of the bowler. He knew, all his fielders out there, he knew, right, that's not going to get outside the circle. If I don't go for that, they will get 2. But the fact that he's gone after it has put doubt in the batsman's mind, so they didn't go for the 2.
Well, it's a nice looking shot, created a bit of room for himself. Cook, but it's only a single. Yeah, tall man. Calvin Harrison, 6'4", leg spinner. Born in South Africa. 6'4".
Oh, that's just lazy, that is. I'm sorry, if you're 6'4" ball and spin, then that's it's lazy, isn't it?
Can't be bothered to run
He can't be bothered, can he? That's the truth. Just at a very young age, he's got, all right, do you know what?
Yeah. Well, he's got a very interesting heritage. Born in South Africa, but raised in New Zealand and Somerset. Went to King's College Taunton, great cricket school.
Yep.
Down in the southwest. Doing a really good job for his team here. Just 4 singles from the first 5 balls, and piling the pressure on Glamorgan here with 2 relatively new batsmen there. Again, tight, just squeezed away by Cook for a single.
That's right, bowled again, isn't it? How long has he been on the staff? Does it say how long he's been at Northants?
So he was on the Somerset Academy when he was young. I think didn't get a contract for a while, and then he's an all-rounder, so definitely a genuine batter as well.
Yep.
And then I think earned himself. Where did he get a trial? Where was that at? Was that at Notts? I think they maybe had a spell at Notts.
Okay.
And now here he is at Northants. So, 28 years old. We're not a conventional route to county cricket, but doing the business here today. And bowling nicely in tandem with Saif Zaib, who's continuing at the River Taff end. It's 1 for 24 from 3 overs so far. Oh, a real miss hit there. That's just sliced off Dixon's bat. He really swung hard at it, but didn't get anything like the sort of connection he was hoping for.
122 off 52 remaining. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so already it's looking tough. It's looking tough. They're going to have to be quite a few big overs now. I think they've really squeezed it well here. Nice looking shot again, but got all the fielders in the right places here of the Steelbacks. That's a very nice shot for just 1. So dealing in singles, and that is something that the Steelbacks will live with all day long. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Incredible one-handed catch by Zaib. Everything is sticking. It looks like it's going to be their night. And another incredible piece of skill sees another Glamorgan batter on the way back to the pavilion. This time it's Sean Dixon, who goes for 7. And, we said they had a healthy net run rate already. They are just, that is going to be the cherry on top of the cake, because unless there is a miracle of all miracles, Northamptonshire are going to qualify for the quarterfinals of the Blast here this evening, and Glamorgan, well, they're looking in difficulty here.
Yeah, I mean, you have to play out their skin now, Cookie and Dan Douthwaite. You're going to have to really put a shift in to get Glamorgan even close at this rate.
So here's a question. Given that we're thinking that if Glamorgan only won 2 of the 3 games they had left, and let's assume that it's going to be very difficult to win this game, do they care about net run rate at this point? Is it better to keep batting and get as close as you can, or do you just have to go for it and try and win, and it doesn't matter if you blow up for 120 all out?
It makes no odds really, does it? Because when you look at it, if you keep going and you get close, great. If you don't,
but what if net run rate is the deciding factor?
I really don't think at this stage they'll be going right. If we get ourselves up to 160, 170, it's less of a hammer blow.
It's hard to imagine them thinking in that way in this situation.
I think the way for them to get to 160, 170 would probably be two of them getting in and playing really well. I don't think you can get to 160, 170, but just finding your way there anyway, to be honest.
No. All of a sudden the boundaries have really dried up here. I'll just check back and see where the last boundary was. Well, I'm still scrolling. The last boundary was in the 8th over. The last ball of the 8th over, and we've now just finished the 12th, so we haven't had a boundary in 4 overs now, and it really feels like that. It really feels like things have gone a bit flat from a Glamorgan perspective. I think they feel like the writing's on the wall. But while there's 2 players out there, like Neesham and Cook, there's a little bit of hope. Can they breathe the embers into a flame and somehow get something going here? Neesham strikes across the line. Doesn't really connect well. Again, it's only a single.
So Neesham's coming in front of Douthwaite. Yep.
Yeah. So flurry of boundaries needed. I wonder whether that's because of right-left hand. I don't know. I wonder what the reason is. Or senior pro gets the nod.
Gets the nod. I'll go. I'll do it. Skip.
Nice bowling again. Comes down the wicket, but spears it in at the feet.
Got good control, isn't he? But well,
yeah.
Really well.
So 99 for 5. Harrison bowling beautifully here in his final over, taking 2 for 13. Oh, he really has knocked the stuffing out of this Glamorgan innings. Taking the key wickets of Kieran Carlson and also Asa Tribe, and just pegged any hopes of a Glamorgan revival. Well, that is going to help a little bit. That's a clean strike from Chris Cook. Well, we're going to need to see a lot more of that. But Chris Cook just showing what he's capable of. Gets down to the pitch with fast hands, whips straight through it and launches it. And another one gone down. Well, they didn't put a name on it there. 2 went for the same ball. Cook steps away.
Need to have a chat with the fielding coach at Glamorgan. I think there's too many catches going down in there.
Is he coaching the crowd as well? Not paying him enough, are they? Do you get a prize if you take a catch in this competition here?
I don't think there is in this competition. There used to be like the
2020
money, internationals. They were a few quid.
There's a very good one that got caught a couple of matches ago down in the main stand. Big appeal. Oh, he's given. Took a long time to think about it. But Jimmy Neesham's gone. He's standing with the doing the teapot at the non-strikers end. Can't quite believe what's happened. And Harrison is having a golden night. His 3rd wicket. And that's the end of his spell. 3 for 20. Well, what a performance from the leg spinner.
I'll look out.
Decided that hit, yeah. Well, Neesham's reaction, he can't believe it. He's doing his best not to say anything. Well, it hit him on the back leg, didn't it? It swung round, and I suppose that was maybe one thing that was in the umpire's mind when he gave that. Must have just hit him just in line of off stump, you'd think.
Yeah, best in line, I would have said.
Well,
potentially just outside.
Tomorrow morning in the paper, it will say, Jimmy Neesham, out LBW, to the excellent bowling of Calvin Harrison, who has finished with brilliant figures of 3 for 20, as I say. Well, I think his performance really has, you would think, put them absolutely in the box seat here. Glamorgan 106 for 6, 7 overs to go. They need 112 from just 42. So we're sort of in the almost in the 3 runs per ball territory here now.
It's a bit like the England-India game, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other evening, where the chase just becomes so much that you get stuck between what are we actually doing here? Is it?
Yeah. Well, come on, Dan. Let's give this crowd something to cheer about. Let's entertain them for a bit. You may as well give it a go. No point nerdling it around at this situation, you think. Dan Douthwaite, first ball. Drives nicely straight. Has he got it past the man? No. Another brilliant stop. Well, the fielder really backing up. That's Lewis Kimber. Managed to get down and stop what otherwise would have been a boundary. The fielders backing up the bowlers here.
Yeah, they fielded well, haven't they?
They have. And, well, pressure on these batters. Chris Cook on 14 here. Launches it. Oh, that is a beautiful strike. It's very, very high. Has it got all the way? Oh, no! Caught on the boundary and...
Hit that.
Oh, he hit it so well it went, but it just went high, didn't it? It just hung in the air, almost kind of drifted in the breeze, and in the end fell just inside the boundary. Well, with the departure of Chris Cook, you think probably any remaining hopes of a Glamorgan victory here tonight are also heading off with him.
Yeah.
He seemed to connect with it really well. It made a good noise. It raced into the night sky, but just didn't quite have the legs, had a bit too much height.
Yeah, it's proper like sand wedgie sort of shot. Good fielding.
And, well, it was Harrison again. He's having an amazing night. Just hung there, made sure he had everything inside the rope.
He's got a bit too much of it, really, didn't he, there? And
yeah, he did well. Got everything behind it. And, well, Harrison will remember this night. He's had a brilliant performance. Glamorgan will maybe want to forget this. It's been difficult in every department tonight. Everyone has struggled. And, well, that mammoth total now just feels like a lead weight round the shoulders of these Glamorgan batters. Not much they can do here. 110 from 39.
Hopeless situation, isn't it, pretty much, unfortunately.
Just a single from the edge. Floodlights now starting to kick in here at Sapphire Gardens. Just as dusk falls. Still a beautiful evening, not a cloud in the sky. And the floodlights here just starting to cast their shadows on the pitch here. Feels like quite a muted atmosphere now. I think Glamorgan fans can clearly see what's happening. As Dan Douthwaite steps away, an edge. Just falls just short of Chris Lynn, who, well, will be man of the match at the end of this game after his stunning knock of 117.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Screwed it.
I think so.
All right. I'll give it to a batter again. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, on another day, I think 3 wickets from the leg spinner would have been good, but well, that was special from Lynn. Yeah. So drives over the top. Will it go all the way? Yeah. It does just trickle over from Nathan McAndrew. So a welcome boundary, but I think it's just a consolation prize.
Yeah, what do we need? Well, have they stopped putting it up? What do we need? An over?
Yeah, well, it's more than 100 off 36 balls. 104 off 36 with just 3 wickets in hand. So
17.3.
Whichever way you look at those numbers, I think there's only... If we had WinViz, I think it would be 100%. Pretty much. It's very difficult to see any other result here. And Glamorgan have had a couple of miracle escapes in this competition, but it wasn't this bad. Yeah. They've never escaped for anything this bad. And it's your man Sales back on, young James Sales. Rather hoping that he'll be called Jumble 2. Oh, Jumble Sales is probably not such a thing for this generation, is it?
No.
And swung round the corner. Could be a boundary. It is. Well, Douthwaite, that's his first boundary. Swept round the corner for the bowling of Sales. And, well, feels like a little bit going through the motions here.
Yeah.
just the result inevitable. It's just the margin of victory to be decided, really. Northamptonshire, it's been a really good job done. Pitches it up and bowls him. Well, Sales strikes straight back. Douthwaite had no choice really but to try and hit that out of the ground and didn't make any contact. Dan Douthwaite goes for 6. And, well, this innings now just crumbling away into nothing really.
In fairness, look, they remain professional. Northants, you know, they've batted well. They've executed slower ball again, length. They've mixed it up. They've done well. You know, it's sometimes as a bowler, as a seamer in this situation, it's quite easy to sort of get, you know, lulled into, oh well, it's just a matter of time, and then go for a few runs, then your figures look rubbish and everything else. But in fairness, that's it. They're still putting in a professional performance, which is what you'd expect.
Yeah, absolutely. And they want to take momentum with themselves and kind of practice their plans and knowing that they're going to go further in this competition now. Quarterfinals to be played next week when the group games finish this weekend. So it all happens pretty fast now. I think with the finals next weekend.
All right,
well, so in 10 days time from now at Edgbaston, of course, the finals day.
Good day out that.
Yeah, it is. So I think quarterfinal scheduled for midweek next week. And well, Glamorgan's chances of making it now getting slimmer. Still not out of the question, but they're going to have 2 good wins after this. Goes full. Just thuds into the pads of Van der Huften. It's only Mason Crane to come now. So Van der Huften is a decent bat, isn't he? In different circumstances, he can hold a bat.
You're clutching your ass.
He definitely can. I'm not saying he can hold a bat to win the game.
We need 18s or 19 and over.
There is, I think, there's no batter even. So Kieran Carlson going full tilt would struggle to get this. So coming back for 2. I think they're going to make it. They do.
Well done. Well run.
Well run. Yeah. Kind of keep it going. 120 for 8. And 98 off 32. It's a lot. Nice crisp sound off the bat.
That was a good shot.
Tries it for a single. David Willey, the captain, must be feeling very pleased with his team's night's work.
Yep.
And they've just looked good all the way, really. Been dominant performance in every area. And of course Chris Lynn's innings, well, that was the outstanding thing. And that's just made everything else that little bit easier, giving a huge total for Glamorgan to chase. And just taking the singles now, going through the motions.
Yeah.
So, Glamorgan then have Warwickshire on Friday at Edgbaston.
Well, they got
Gloucester on Sunday. And so 2 away games to finish off the campaign. And, the most they can get is 28 points now.
Okay.
So it seems, from a Glamorgan perspective, their best chance of getting through is as a third place. So if you look at the teams in third place in the other groups at the moment, Lancashire have got 18 points in the North group, and Essex in third place on 20 points in the South group. So 28 could be competitive, but I think
this net run
they're going to have to
hammer us tonight.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's it. I think that's one of the things. We're going to have a decent net run rate at the moment until this game. So that's the why I was sort of, am I being too kind of too moneyball about it? Am I?
Nope.
Just wonder whether if you can get a bit closer, who knows?
Yeah.
It could just count for you and get you a quarter-final. And once you're into knockout cricket, well, anything can happen, can't it?
Absolutely.
Don't know at that point. So,
you think then Lynn gets caught, you get through to the quarter-final, Lynn gets caught long on, and then it's completely different.
Yeah, it is. Look. So it's Scrimshaw, just at turn around the corner, off the pads by Van der Huften. Yeah, I mean, it just felt like Glamorgan's campaign has just stalled in these last couple of matches, and it's been...
Yeah, the Worcester game was a hammer blow. I mean, they'll be, at home, we'll be really, really disappointed with that one.
Yeah.
especially after a couple of good performances at home. Good wins, convincing wins against Middlesex, and
swung into the leg side. It's not just going to be as Calvin Harrison runs around, keeps into a single. Yeah, it did, and they were only chasing 160 there as well, weren't they? So it's not like this.
They'd have felt like they could have won that, or should have won that.
Yeah, they'd done a really good job in the first half of the innings with the ball and restricted them to what felt like 20 or 30 runs short, didn't it? And then in the end, just the batting just didn't fire for various reasons. And tonight feels a little bit like the score is just so massive that has just kind of almost induced some shots that maybe they wouldn't have had to have played in other circumstances. And they bowled well. Gosh, Northampton have looked like a proper team, haven't they? The amount of times we've described a big bowler diving down and stopping a boundary, and all those kind of moments added up give you the sense of a team that kind of is well organised, knows what they're doing, that's playing for each other, and they'll certainly be worth their win here tonight. Big shot. Well, that's massive from McAndrew. It's bouncing up into the hospitality boxes in the Thatcher's Pavilion. And was something to celebrate, something to enjoy. A brilliant shot, this. Lots of power, picked up a full delivery, and has whacked that 10 rows back.
It's probably our first six since the power play, is it?
That doesn't count as a catch, although still a good grab on the bounce by the gentleman in the box, just 2 down from the door where the players come in and out. So a welcome boundary, 10 off the over, and this time goes straight. Reasonable connection. Hauled in again just before the boundary, and they come back for 2. So 12 from the over. In other circumstances that would have been good, but I think it's will not be enough tonight.
No, sadly not. Mr. Willie's off again. Oh, yeah, ouch, ouch.
He's tweaked his ankle. Well, I wonder whether they're going to get him off, or he's a key man, the captain. I'm sure he doesn't want to come off. I don't know if he's just got an existing ankle injury he's managing or something else, but he's still on the field, I think, at the moment. He's just being ordered to go and run. Oh, is that him down there? No, where is he?
He's with a bowler.
There we go. Oh, yeah, he's down this end. Good. Yeah. Seems to be walking better on it now. But just for a moment, he did pull up and sort of limp a bit, which will be a concern for Northamptonshire supporters who will want their talisman there, their skipper, to lead them into the quarterfinals. So it's Weatherall, second over. Went for 15 in his first. And, I thought it was another caught and bowled there, but dived and couldn't quite grab onto it. Yeah, disappointed. Well, at least can laugh about it. I think a pretty relaxed feel around the place as far as the fielders are concerned. Yeah, it didn't lay a hand on it in the end.
A nice run up.
Goes short.
Bold.
And a slow ball bouncer, I think. McAndrew looks quite bamboozled by that. He's just wondering, I think, why that wasn't signalled as a wide. I think he felt it was clearly too high and he couldn't really get a bat on that. But square leg umpire was unmoved. It was quite high. Maybe marginal call. Goes full. Oh, another beautiful strike. Well, lovely, clean hit from Nathan McAndrew. Something for the fans to cheer here and enjoy. Lots of youngsters in. Sort of end of term feel. Coming to watch this final home match of the season, and they'll have enjoyed that. But it was a good shot. But unfortunately, it's not going to affect the results here now. But McAndrew on to 22. From 9 goes again. I think he's caught that again. 6 more. Yep, clears by about a foot. And, I think he's been riled by that decision by the square leg umpire not to give him the wide. He looked a bit cheesed off with it, and he's channeling that aggression, that energy into 2 beautiful hits over the leg side.
I mean, when you look at it in this contest, right, if they got 180,
yeah,
you know, you're still in the hunt. You'd still have been, which is 180 would probably be where Glamorgan, even with that innings.
Yeah. Yeah, 220. That area was always
psychologically is just that bit.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot, doesn't it? Straight away, psychologically 200, but then 218 did feel like a lot. Well, McAndrew's trying to do his bit, at least to show some resistance here. 29 runs from 11 balls, which is as good a strike rate as we've seen from anyone in this match. Clearing the boundary really nicely this over. Van der Huften goes for a... I think he's got a little edge on it. Yeah, evades the keeper, but can't get it past Chris Lynn, who's at short third, and they just take a single. Well, Van der Huften played that, because famously, a little reverse ramp to win the game at Lancashire. He clearly likes the shot. I think it was delivered a nice full toss for him to hit for that one.
That was against an England one-day international.
Yeah, that was Luke Wood, wasn't it? Just had a Gosh, it didn't seem like that. Well, he bowled a no ball, didn't he? That over as well, which is and that's pretty unforgivable, isn't it, to do that? I suppose in a.
I mean, if you saw a youngster doing that, right, you'd go, "Oh, that's just inexperience." That's for ODI or T20 international to be doing it. That's.
It was a curious game all round, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
I think. When Liam Livingston bowled a wicket maiden in the 16th over, the 17th over, you thought, and then thought, well, that's done and dusted. And then, well, Chris Cook had other ideas on that night. But, well, this is a bit different, I'm afraid. 69 from 18 needed, and David Willey returns, coming round the wicket. And that's going to be a wide. Well, about 30 of those would help.
Yeah.
Can't see it happening.
No.
Doesn't like the man who's going to.
I think there might be a few suspicions going
on the way in. Yeah,
going on.
Strong player, and they scurry through for a single off the pads. Yeah, single leg by the umpire. Yeah, David Willey just going to see this match over the line now. Ankle, thankfully, is looking in decent order. Yeah, definitely going down there. No one appealed, and they all knew it was. It was coming right arm round, so coming from quite a wide angle as well, so the umpire has to take that into account as well. Full ball. Ouch. Oh, well, that's not going to help the ankle. Oh, he's trapped that like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Well, a slightly soporific feel here as far as the scene from a Glamorgan perspective. I think the home crowd have been silenced a little while ago. But McAndrew has been serving a bit of late entertainment. Yeah, that was a funny sort of, it's kind of gone into a slightly strange phase at the moment, the game.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Inside edged it onto the toe and into the air, and so 151 for 8. We're in the 18th over. Glamorgan need a lot from not very many. And if they can get within 50, they'll have done well here, I think, from this point. There's one batter still to go, 152 for 8. 8 runs, so 8 wickets down, and just Mason Crane left to come. And
of course, a good number 11, not Mason Crane.
Yeah. Well, looks like a decent strike. Has that gone all the way? It has. Yeah, that's one of the biggest of the lot. That is.
The ground.
Tim van der Huften has put that out the ground, and we're probably going to have to find a new ball. Well, late resistance, just late show of defiance. Almost David Willey feeling a bit annoyed about that because he just slightly delays the inevitable. and disappointed that he's
Soon as he
also
let
been
it
hit
go,
out of the ground.
You could see his shoulders shrink as soon as he let it go. No.
Yeah, and to be hit back over your head by another member of the fast bowlers union as well, probably a bit annoying. If it was a proper batter, you could maybe cope with it, but
there might be a few mile an hour.
he's a number 10, isn't he?
One.
Yeah. So a little search party has maybe gone out behind the stand. I think they've gone into the box of spares and found another one. And I didn't spend long choosing that one. Keen to just not to delay the inevitable any further. So how will he respond? With a wicket, yeah, bowled it full. Van der Hoogten tried to ramp him, and David Willey has his man.
And that is that.
And another wicket. So his first wicket. He's now got 1 for 31. Tim van Hoogten departs for an entertaining 13 runs, and we're down to the final pair. Well, yeah, just got it full and straight, didn't he? There.
So have we got 2 overs? Have you 12 balls?
Yeah, 2 overs left.
Just a 30 and over.
Mathematically possible. Yeah. We haven't got a Yuvraj Singh or a who else? Carlos Brathwaite. Bring him in at that stage, then you might think you've got a fighting chance, but Sir Garfield. But as it is, decent batter. Got a first class 100 this season. Mason Crane.
Who's this bowling the last? Is this?
So is it? It is. It's James Sales. Yeah.
Close out.
So goes full. Oof, that has gone through everything. That did not miss by much. Well, that was almost curtains. McAndrew again was trying to hit that one down into Cardiff Bay somewhere there. Didn't connect. So he's got 30. Maybe he could have some fun, provide a bit of late entertainment. Well, he's going to give it a go, and he's done it. Well, that's another big one. And, he's been trading in 6s now. This just seems the way he wants to bat now. We haven't seen loads of this in the competition this year. He's got huge power. Gets himself in a lovely position with a stable base.
Good shot.
And absolutely drills that over mid-on. Well, how many 6s is that? This is a lot. I'm just going to check. Because it feels like plenty. I think that might be... I think that's 4 now. Yeah, 4. Well, that's a nice way to score them, if you can. So he's on to 36 now. And I think that's, one more, and he's joint top scorer. Is that it? Could be out, I think. And he's gone. Yeah, didn't get the elevation. And he's caught by Nathan McSweeney. And that brings to an end quite a sorry evening from a Glamorgan perspective. But congratulations to the Northamptonshire Steelbacks, because they have secured their place in the quarterfinals with a comprehensive victory here at Sapphire Gardens. The margin of victory, just do a bit of maths, 36 plus 17, I think I make that, 53. So 53-run victory, I think. And it was comprehensive from beginning to end. As soon as Chris Lynn started to find the boundaries with the bat, at the beginning of the match and the power play of the Steelbacks innings, well, really, it's kind of been one-way traffic. He made the Glamorgan bowlers suffer. And then, they've done a very professional job of Northamptonshire here. Once Kieran Carlson departed for a quick-fire 42 at the top, there's not been too much resistance apart from a few lusty blows from Nathan McAndrew at the end there, and Glamorgan in the end well short. And so congratulations to the Steelbacks. A very professional job. Well done, Andrew.
Yeah, look, there's a reason why they've won 8 from 9 games, and they showed that this evening. Utterly professional. You know, it's a fantastic innings, in fairness. You know, he's played fantastically well. He's set the base. He's got them to a great total. But what I'd say about them in the second part of the game was Northants looked like the home side. Northants you look at the players, you look at the dimensions, you look at the fielders that they had in certain fielding positions at the ground, you look at the bowlers that they bowled. It looked like Sophia Gardens was their home ground, the way they put the fielders in the right place, etc., etc. So, look, they look a well-drilled, well-organised side. Glamorgan have looked like, we've looked like that this year against sides.
Yeah.
I think you can't really do much when your overseas player has a day out or evening out like he's just had. He's played brilliantly, and sometimes you just got to hold your hand up and go, yeah, well done, well batted.
Yeah, it was a very special knock, some absolutely lovely clean hitting, and he seemed to not be troubled by anything that Glamorgan served up, and just that immense pressure that they put on the Glamorgan side. The weight of that total seemed to weigh pretty heavy on them during the chase, and I think that early run out just kind of set the tone a little bit with Will Smale and Kieran Carlson getting into a moment of confusion early on, just as they were kind of getting going and staying with the rate. It just symbolically felt a little bit like things were about to unravel, and
it would have taken a special innings from someone at Glamorgan to have got even to have got close.
Yeah.
Kieran threatened. The run out's unfortunate, but again, that's just what comes with the pressure of when a side's got 200 plus against you.
Yeah.
You've all got to contribute, you've all got to come out blazing as well. Then.
Yeah. Well, we thought it was going to need something special from one of those batters at the top of Glamorgan would have to get close. And to be fair to Kieran Carlson, he did really go for it. 42 off 20 is a pretty handy knock in normal circumstances, but it needed to be even more special tonight given the huge total they were chasing. He got Glamorgan off to a decent start with Will Smale, but then that sort of catastrophic run out, a real mix-up, kind of set the tone really, and then it was difficult from that moment on really for the side. Always chasing, the run rate got way above 12, certainly in the first half of the innings, and really Nathan McAndrew, you can see 36 off 17 provided a bit of entertainment at the end, but it was never going to affect the match result, as Glamorgan in the end were bowled out on the 19th over for 164.
I mean, what it looks like as well, right, when you look at the scorecard there, Ashley, is that in previous games, Kieran's got us off to an absolute flyer, which has allowed then lads down the order to come in and maybe get like 8 off 10, 8 off 12 and find their way in. What that total did that Northampton was like, no, you can't do that, guys. You've got to be striking over 100. Yeah. So maybe that's something that we need to go away and work on, is that the numbers 3, 4, 5, 6 there. We maybe practice and we maybe look at situations where we've got to come in and go from ball one like other teams seem to be able to do.
Yeah.
If you look at the games that we've got across the line this year, batters have been afforded the opportunity to just find their way into an innings, like I just said, with 8 off 10, 8 off 12, which gives you that bit more time to start going, whereas tonight we weren't able to do that. You can't do it with a score 220.
No. Well, if we can have a quick look at the bowling figures then, and outstanding from the spinners really. They just sort of sucked the life out of the Glamorgan innings, didn't they? Look at that, Harrison there, the leg spinner, 3 for 20, and Zybe as well, very tidy, 2 for 27, going at just over 6 and over himself as well. So, I think their contribution just got the run rate so low, or dragged the Glamorgan run rate down, that just meant what was required then was got to a point where it wasn't really achievable, and was forcing Glamorgan to have to try and attack balls that they otherwise might just hit for a 1 or 2, and that meant the high risk shots. And to be fair to Northamptonshire, they were backed up very well with their fielders. Some good catches out there as well. I mean, Vasconcelos took an absolute blinder, didn't he, out in the deep to get rid of Asa Tribe, and there was a good run out, and 2 really nice caught and bowled as well. It was an impressive performance all round, and they look a well-drilled side with bat and ball. So there is the summary. Northamptonshire Steelbacks win by 53 runs, 217 for 7, after Chris Lynn's brilliant century, and then Glamorgan, faltering to 164 all out. And looking ahead then, congratulations to the Steelbacks. That's 1 into the quarterfinals for the Central and South group. Question is now who's going to go with them, and Glamorgan. you'd think their best chance now in 4th place, if they can win their last 2 games, away at Warwickshire on Friday and then away at Gloucestershire on Sunday, they may just have a chance. But I think it's going to probably be on run rate and will depend on other results going their way. So how do you see it?
Yeah, it will be again, but I don't know the coach particularly, but I mean, if you look at the way things have gone this year, he's demanded performances from his team, especially when they haven't performed or that they've had a loss or they haven't had such a good game. I think what's been evident this year is the way that Glamorgan have always fought back.
Yeah.
The next game, they've come back strong. Okay, look, you can say that, all right, we haven't done that we've done against Worcester and this side. This side, they're going to take some beating. I think when you look at the teams in the competition now, the amount of wins this side have had and the momentum they've got going into it, Northampton will be a very good side at finals day, I'd thought. But, you know, Dorset will be looking now and going, right, we need some performances.
Yeah.
Let's go. We've got to beat Warwickshire. Let's go and beat Gloucester. We'll certainly want to beat Gloucester. That's for sure. A local derby. And let's just be professional and let's just see where we can finish. You just never know, do you?
No.
You never know. And if 2 wins and we finish with, what do we finish with then?
I think of the 28
28
would finish on now. So I don't know whether, let's just see if this table has been quickly refreshed by the powers that be. Well, it has. I think Northamptonshire now up to 36. Yeah. Gloucestershire and Worcestershire are on 24. They've played 10. Glamorgan on 20. They've played 10 as well. And so Gloucestershire and Worcestershire have got to play each other, haven't they? So only one of the sides there is going to... So one of them will go to 28, the other one will stay 24. And so if Glamorgan can, win their 2 remaining matches, then there is a chance. And if they can beat Gloucestershire as well, which will be the classic 8-pointer, if you like, in the shake-up, it's not out of the question, given that
it's likely to be net run rate, isn't it? It looks like.
Yeah,
and tonight was probably the bit disappointing thing. But then we had a better net run rate than Worcester, I think it was anyway.
But I mean, looking at the other groups, there's 3rd place is currently 20 points and 18 points in the other 2 groups, where it's 24. And so, if they're in the mix, you kind of think Glamorgan still have a chance. So, while there's hope, they've got to go for it, haven't they?
Absolutely, and that's the way we've got to look at it.
You never know if you can sneak in any which way into knockout cricket. Well, who knows?
Absolutely.
You have a golden day like Chris Lynn had today, and you've got a great chance.
You can look at that tonight. A different day. That's how different it could have been here today. That first over, that catch gets taken, the second over gets taken down at long on. Completely different game.
Yeah.
That's just cricket. That's 2020 cricket for you. So, 2 good. Let's finish with 2 good wins. Let's see where we can get to, and then you never know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. Well, congratulations to Northamptonshire. Very professional job done tonight. Very impressive, and enjoyed watching Chris Lynn bat. And Glamorgan. Well, fingers crossed. Let's hope they can do it over the next 2 matches. And that is the final home game in the Vitality Blast this season. Well, it's been a great pleasure to bring the cricket to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. At home, thanks very much for joining us. We really appreciate your company, and we will be back for the One Day Cup in August when the 100's on. Of course, come and watch the 100 here at Sapphire Gardens if you can. Lots of entertainment to be had, and tickets still available, and should be absolutely brilliant. Of course, with a couple of the Welsh boys involved as well with Welsh Fire this year. Ben Keller and Acer Tribe. Playing for the home side, so that should be worth watching. But we'll also be bringing you live stream coverage of Glamorgan's One Day Cup campaign. Of course, the tournament, they've had a lot of success in winning it in 2021 and 2024. So that should be fun as well. But for now, Andrew, it's been great to spend these matches with you, and thank you to you for watching at home as well. We wish you a very good evening, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Oh, good work, Ash. Well done. Good work. It's not easy keeping it going.
Commentating on, and you just know it's dead.
Yes, it's hard, that.